What's going on, Slapdicks? Welcome back to Around the Lunch Table, episode 36. It's 36 or 37, one or the other. We don't know. It's one or the other. We have with us an amazing guest who requires no introduction.
None.
Newly grazed father.
Grazed.
He's an entrepreneur. He's a day trader. He does all of it.
Jack
and he's
of all
with us
trades.
today, and we have... God, it's been what, since elementary school? Like 6th grade, 5th grade?
A long time.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I have a funny story about Jacob.
Uh-oh.
If I can share it.
Okay, well, I was going to get to our sponsor, but
I
okay.
will say something before he goes into it. There's a lot of times he tells stories where they're not
CNN
necessarily
fake news.
true.
Yeah, I got
It's a fabrication. But before
let's
we
put
go
that
there,
out
let me
there
do the sponsor.
Okay.
Thank you to our sponsor, Aperture Oceans. Before I forget, bringing ideas and ads to life, and hasn't happened yet, but shout out to Cascadia Pizza for when we do our Hot Ones episode. They'll be buying the wings for us. Okay, anyways,
Exactly.
go. Because I had a question, but it's okay.
Oh, we have two questions. It's good. Do you want to go first?
Well, no, because we were talking about...
I want to hear Jack's story. I don't want to hear it because I'm sure it's going to be fabricated.
It's not actually.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
This is 100% certainty.
Let's hear it.
So it was on the playground.
Whoa.
4th or 5th
Was this
grade.
bowl cut, Jacob?
Oh, jeez.
No,
I never had a bowl cut.
I remember.
Close.
So you
Close.
you used to get your hair dyed, right?
Yeah, it was frosted
Frosted
tips.
tips,
Yes,
like
exactly.
Brandon Williams.
Yeah.
And I remember you walked on the playground. You came in a little bit late,
Justin Timberlake.
and you had the hair dyed.
It was the times.
And you told all of us that your mom made you. Was that true, or did you want the frosted tips?
I didn't want him. She proposed it.
So it was true. That's good. That's
yeah,
not a bad
she
story.
She did propose it.
Because we all thought you were lying.
Because
That's good.
she's always wanted, she always loved me to be in,
Yeah, I get that.
in style.
It
Never
was the
behind
times, and it was a thing then, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, hey, you don't want to do this? And I was like, I don't know. Because she wouldn't let me get a bowl cut. I wanted a bowl cut. Because there was a kid that I remember went to Grace for like 1 year and he had a bowl cut, and I thought he was so cool. But she never let me do that. And then she said, well, you can get frosted tips. And I went, I don't know. And she's like, just do it. It'll be cool. Justin Timberlake does it. And I was like, okay.
That's a cool mom, though. Because, like, I
My mom's
wore all
awesome.
of Z's hand-me-downs, so I had the style of the previous year.
Dude, my mom did everything in her power
To make sure you slayed.
to make sure I slayed.
Well,
to
she
make me
succeeded.
cool.
I mean, they
She
succeeded.
succeeded.
She really did. So what were you gonna say? We were talking about something.
Well, it's unrelated to the topic, but I was gonna say, I was gonna talk about something. It's called post-nut syndrome.
okay.
Oh.
I was gonna talk about something.
Yeah, like after post.
Yeah,
like when you
because
clarity.
as a wise man once said, Lil Wayne, aka Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. said, "As soon as I come to my senses."
Oh yeah, it's true.
Is it not true? And we've all been through this. We're all adults.
Yes.
Like where maybe you have some extracurricular activities,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when you find out if you really like them, because it's like it's not like
It's a different person. You're a different person.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, I planned this. It's like I don't make the shots. I
It
didn't
was like
call the shots.
It's like a primal thing. You
Yeah,
did it,
yeah.
and you're like, ooh. Then you really think about it.
Yeah, and it's like my intentions were actually was it?
I had good intentions, yeah.
And you feel like an asshole, but
Yeah.
it's like, and they think, oh, you planned this whole time. No, I didn't. I didn't
So
make
is
the
your
shot.
question-
I didn't call
is
the
your
shot.
question, do I
My
think it's
question
real?
is do you think it's a real thing?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
everybody knows. Everybody knows. It's weird though. It's a
It is
weird
weird.
thing. Weird phenomenon.
It is a weird thing.
It's
the
weird how you
reason
go
is-
from 100 to 0.
Yeah, you're like way into it,
and the
you're
reason
like
is
not
because
into it.
a lot of women are under the impression it's like, oh, you're just a douchebag. It's like, no, I actually was like
That was the
into
other
you.
me. Yeah, that was the other me.
I actually I'm not calling the
I
shots.
think it's also like a divide and conquer thing. You're like, I just want
like
to
risk.
do it. You're just like, I just want to do it. I just
Yeah.
want to win.
Yeah.
I want to get that. I want to conquer that land.
Yeah,
I want to
and
buy that Monopoly piece or whatever.
Yeah,
And then you do it, and you're
car.
like, it's not that. Not
and
for
then
me.
a couple weeks go by and you're like, oh, I'm there again, but I'm really not. But and it's like,
Yeah. Well, I never go back if I have that post nut situation.
Have
but
you-
never
I
used
have.
to go back?
Have
Oh,
you-
I know you did.
Have you ever gone down
okay,
the
you don't know.
Have you ever gone
I-
down the rabbit
Okay.
trail of like porn, and you're like really into it, and then and you're like,
Yeah. And okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, and you're like, and afterwards you're like sitting there, what the fuck did I just watch?
exactly. You're like, oh, I guess I'm into this.
Have you ever? Okay. Or like even better question, when it's like under the video, share to Facebook. Who's doing that?
Yeah.
Who's sharing
I like to
it?
share this
I found
with my
this cool
mom.
video.
You know who's got to see this? Fucking Mitch. Mitch has got to see this.
You know
I got to
what's
share this to
crazy
Facebook.
is
I
you
feel
ever
like you
seen
can
it's
share
like-
it to like a message would probably be a better
even
thing.
that. Who's doing that?
Like you
I
text it
have
to your
known-
friends.
Who's doing that? Who's
I
the
have-
person sharing videos after they watch them? After
weird
you,
people
after
that-
you're
no.
in shame, the walk of
Tie it-
shame. Who's sharing them
Tie it
afterwards?
back into episode 1. It's the same people that go to those booby coffee stands.
Exactly.
Same
Oh,
people,
yeah,
man.
you're right. You
Same.
could
There's
be
a lot of
right,
creeps
yeah.
out there.
I
That's
can honestly
true.
say
That's true.
I have known Z for my entire life. We have never shared one porn video. Actually, there was one.
Why would we?
I remember I met these guys one time that used to watch it together and
That's-
do it together.
Okay, well, now we're on a whole
And
different
I
subject.
did
Do
not
what together?
continue.
Just jack off together?
Yeah, like
What?
separately,
like
not
back to back,
Were they
like they're in
back
a
to
draw,
back?
like they're in like they're
Or
in
they
a
go
duel.
in corners of the
like
room?
if you and I sat at this computer screen right now and we were just both doing it like we were both there alone.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a little. I can't even pee with someone else in the room. Let
Me
alone
either.
that.
Not my thing.
I have to do math to like.
yeah, he does math in his head, but yeah.
Because Levi Gerardo retweeted something that said
Math?
if
What are
you
talking
do
about?
multiplication
pee,
in your
yeah,
head,
it-
it'll help you pee, and it actually works.
Because I'm saying if you
you have a problem peeing already?
No, I'm saying
if you're at a
like-
urinal, and there's 3 guys. Like for a second, it kind of takes you a minute to get it to
Oh,
come
I
out.
think maybe it's a confidence thing.
it's not
It's not.
because I looked to my left and my right. I'm like, I'm bigger, but I still can't pee.
You look
Well,
at
that's
him.
yeah.
I can tell you the truth. I've never
I've
looked at
never.
another man's
I have tunnel
penis.
vision
like
there, 'cause
from,
it's like, because that could just avoid a situation there. You know.
I did have one guy looking at me one time, and I was like, "Bro," I literally confronted him. I was at an Oregon State game, and he was looking
Confronted
over
him
the
for
thing.
Looking at your penis?
I was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" It was
He's
weird.
like, dude, I'm just looking, man.
He's like,
okay,
nice.
was
said, "Thank
it
you."
like a, or was it a?
No, he was like looking like
Oh, it
out
was
of the
like-
corner of his eye like this, and I'm like, "Dude, what are you
Damn.
doing, bro?" He's like, "Oh, my bad."
He's like, my bad. I was just checking out the competition.
I said, "Bitch, you want to see it? Tell me. I'll put it on
just
your face.
ask. Just ask. You know.
I'll set it on your shoulder, dude."
You know what I've never understood? We talked about this in this podcast before, but you weren't here, and maybe you heard, maybe you didn't.
Thank you for
I've
that.
never understood. I'm not gonna say it now.
No,
No, you never
I've
understood?
never understood. I'm just gonna say it. This is raunchy. It's not the gangbang bukkake.
bukkake.
thing.
No,
I've never got
Who
that.
watches that?
because you can't put yourself
This
in
poor
that situation.
woman.
Can't put yourself
I
in
don't
that
get
situation.
God.
like
Unless you had like a bunch of Mr. Meeseeks and like maybe you put yourself in that situation. That's about it.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Oh,
Jerry. What about your short game, dude? But yeah, I'm saying, who the fuck watches that?
who are the dudes? I would
I'm
never be
saying,
comfortable.
yeah.
And
They don't get paid a lot, and that's what's weird. Is like if you got.
I don't think they're there for the money.
If
Yeah,
you
I
paid
don't
me
think
a
they're
lot and you said, "Look, we need you in here. You're the missing piece of this puzzle. There's gonna be 6 other
You're the
guys."
missing
But the thing is, they don't
It's
show their faces and shit. Obviously, they get paid cheap.
It's casual. I would say, "How much?" And if they said like $100,000 and I was single, I could.
But they wouldn't say $100,000 for a dude who doesn't show his face. You know what I mean?
if I said if,
Oh.
but if not, like
how do porn people make money? Because it's all free.
they don't get paid very
People
much.
subscribe to their things, I think, right? And pay premiums or some shit.
Oh, they probably have like an OnlyFans.
No,
Like
I'm
a
saying
premium
even
subscription.
on
Before
the
that,
porn,
like-
the same thing.
I just don't understand because like all porn is pretty much free.
Okay,
Like,
well, I'm saying, but also like
Well,
how
ad revenue, I'm
there's
sure.
memberships.
that's okay.
There's memberships.
I know that
Oh.
the industry makes a lot of money, but
Yes.
the people don't.
Yes, they
Me-
no.
me and him-
the
No,
gr-
they
that's-
don't.
no, some of them make a
The
lot of
top
money.
ones, like the top 10 or something like
No,
that, probably do.
some-
but no,
they still make-
Z and I watched a documentary the other day about the porn industry. Literally, like half of them.
It was actually
are,
a Drugs Inc. Drugs in the porn
half of them
industry,
are on
Drugged
fucking.
up.
which makes
trafficked.
sense.
And
Makes
they
sense.
fucking talk about like I have to smoke meth before this to loosen up and really get it
Oh
for the
my
show.
God.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm saying, and they talk. I'm saying a lot of them make a lot of fucking
Well,
money because
imagine you're in the room and
how
you're
do you
trying to
not go
perform.
home after that and be like, fuck?
Yeah, I'm a shitter. I suck. That's what I would
Yeah,
think.
especially if you're doing drugs, like they come down like, I am a piece of shit.
Well, you'd probably always be high. You'd always be up. But my thing is like, imagine the people that are like videotaping. You know,
Who's the fucking camera
the camera
dudes?
guy? He's
Getting
like,
the gooch shots.
He's like nice.
He's just bricked up.
And
like
into
fucking-
the splash zone.
Imagine
do
the
you think
intern.
they
Imagine
are?
the interns walking with the coffee. Oh fuck. Do you
I
think-
mean,
I
I,
bet
feel like,
you they don't. I bet you that they get desensitized to it and they
yeah,
don't even
exactly,
like it
that's what I was
anymore.
gonna say.
I mean,
I'd
probably-
say, like their first couple times. Like,
but how do you
wow.
go into that and then it's like, oh yeah, these are my coworkers. Want to go grab a coffee?
How do you
Yeah.
think when they get on set? Do you think that the girl and the guy just shake hands like, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you."
I guess. There's
I
no
mean,
other way.
there are some times where they're like looking at each other and they're like smiling and enjoying it and shit. It's like it's still
But I'm sure that only comes around once in a while.
but it's still an intimate act.
It wouldn't be a bad deal
That's why they're on
if
drugs,
you
I
were
guess.
like the top guy because
You're Johnny Sins,
oh,
baby.
you know, you asked me about crushes. I'm
Oh,
gonna
you have
pull a
one.
Drake. I'm gonna pull a Drake here.
Drizzy, Rihanna,
No,
Nicki,
Mia Khalifa.
Mia Khalifa.
Oh,
Wow.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
because she's like, you know, she was a pretty big social media.
Yeah,
She's
she
from
was.
Iraq, right?
Huh?
Am I right?
She's Middle East somewhere. I forgot where.
Ooh, Saudi Arabia.
But she came out with a big thing. Like it was like this video. Like it wasn't worth it. And it was terrible. Blah,
I know.
Blah, blah.
They all say that at some point.
I'm sure they do.
I didn't even know who she was until Drake. Remember Drake commented on our Instagram or something, and then it was like a big thing. Oh, you hear about that?
I don't know how long ago that was, but I'm saying I've known of her for a long time.
And then he ended up impregnating some random porn girl.
Oh yeah, doesn't he have like an albino kid?
Adonis,
yeah.
It's albino though, right?
I don't know if he's albino, but I'm saying he did say he got a
DNA
test 3 times to make sure.
You want to know what's funny is like Drake, he wants people to know that like I could kill you if I want, and
he's not.
He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that.
I know, but what's funny is like, he says the N word a lot, but his son is white as shit. I just find
that's what I'm saying. He's like
well, that's the mix of it because I'm saying Drake is also like mixed. He's like half or whatever.
Canadian, bro.
So I'm saying, and then
like
his wife, whatever she is, that's what you get.
The other thing I don't get. So, do you remember? So there's a lot of cancel culture out there, which we don't give a fuck about.
Jesus,
okay,
man.
But here's the thing. So there is a song. So this is what I don't get. Logic, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm not into it. I'm not a big Logic fan. But imagine.
I'm not saying it sucks at rapping, but I've never been a fan.
You're in your career, right?
He's had some good things.
And everyone, I
don't listen to it.
He can spit, but I don't like
can we admit? I know maybe Eminem fell off a little bit, but everyone wanted a track with Eminem. He was the prime. Okay, so he got one with Eminem. Okay, and
he did a song with Eminem.
Yeah. And the first 10 seconds, he says the N word.
Yeah, because apparently
isn't he black? Like of a certain.
Apparently he is some, but it's like
black.
Dude.
You're not.
I feel like did he grow up in inner city stuff?
The thing is, he never once had said it, and then it's all of a sudden, oh well, I can't. Like it's just
he never did before that.
No, never.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If he was already, it's like okay, well I guess whatever.
Yeah, it's strange because like if a fucking senator says it, they're fucking
okay. Well, that's different.
Yeah,
that's
Papa John said it and got kicked off his own board.
Well, he said it with an R.
But
and I'm pretty sure he meant it.
Yeah.
The thing is,
but what I'm saying is Logic literally said because I came out of your balls and then just sold it like
yeah, he did.
And it was like, why is like?
Can we talk about Eminem? Old Eminem,
untouchable.
Old Eminem. Two trailer park girls go around the outside.
Untouchable. Yeah, I'm saying obviously, yeah, hit wise, yeah, it's not the same as it was now, but you got to respect all the shit he's done. Come on now.
I have a funny.
He's good, dude.
He's too good, dude. Like his wordplay's insane.
He's a lyricist.
Like, yeah, you're right. I don't play Eminem's recent albums as I'm driving down the street, but you goddamn right, I show respect to all the shit he's done.
I remember the last like recent song I really listened to was like back when it came out, and it was "I'm Not Afraid."
Recovery,
yeah.
And I'm saying obviously it's not the same now, but I'm saying you still gotta respect everything he's done. Like, come on, man. Like
he's good.
Yeah,
he's good.
I remember
go ahead.
You were saying two trailer park girls go around the outside. I had a
around the outside.
We got to play a baseball game at the Tacoma Rainier Stadium. We got to choose a walk-up song, so I chose that song, thinking that they would play the first part of that. Two trailer park girls around the outside. By the way, I ended up striking out 6 times in a row, and the part
Wyatt win is me. I'm pretty sure
it was an omen.
And the part that they played was the Guess Who's Back again. So every time we went up to the plate, there was like Guess Who's Back after 4 strikeouts.
And it said Shady's back.
Fuck.
Oh yeah,
you're in your own head about that.
A good song is Mockingbird.
Mockingbird's a great song.
Haley, I know you miss your mom. I know you miss your dad. Yeah. Great, fantastic.
Yeah, he's.
Who else has a 3-album series like that? The thing is, I will say
Jay-Z.
I don't like Jay-Z.
Really?
At all.
I love it.
Not even a little bit.
Not even the old
Blueprint?
Shit? The Blueprint? The Black Album?
No.
Like, really?
Never been into it.
What about Kanye? Like, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
That is my favorite album of all time.
It's so good.
Kanye song. Well, Graduation.
I
love Graduation.
808s and Heartbreak. He's had.
I loved. What was that song on Graduation?
Stronger.
Yeah.
Flashing Lights.
Yeah, Stronger, dude.
Flashing Lights is my favorite
where he
song.
sampled Daft Punk. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Flashing Lights is my favorite song.
Rip Daft Punk.
And My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is my favorite album of all time.
Every song.
Every song's a back-to-back, bumper-to-bumper banger.
Gosh.
It's great.
Bumper-to-bumper
It's so good. It's so good.
I wish I knew more, but I don't.
Dude, you gotta listen. What's
crazy?
I
was playing some of it earlier. I'm saying like all on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
What's crazy is how much they cut out. So there was what's nuts. So there was like 10 years ago. It came out 10 years ago. Like
All the Lights was the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
To me.
So it came out 10 years ago, and literally before it dropped, there was the guy who did the music video for the whole album. He got an album sent to him in a zip file on an email. Right. It was password locked, and someone hacked.
You're saying this is recent?
Yes. Well, no, I'm saying this was before the album dropped 10 years ago.
Okay.
Someone hacked or got his password for his email, got the zip folder, but for some reason, I don't know, technology wasn't that good. They couldn't crack into it. Like 6
use Pirate Bay.
Yeah, 6 months ago.
Throwback.
6 months ago, some Reddit thread started, and they're like, dude, remember that zip file that everyone had before the album leaked? Like, we should crack that shit. 30 minutes later, some anonymous dude cracked it, and the song, there was like entire, Lil Wayne was on it, Big Sean was on it.
All of the lights, all
Power,
of the lights. That
Jay-Z was on
song.
Power.
What? He doesn't know that song.
Dude.
All of the lights in here, baby.
Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. It was Rihanna singing that.
Bro, oh
Dude,
my God.
anyway,
Not very cultured.
Dude, the songs were like 10 minutes long, and Power had Jay-Z, two extra... they cut it all out.
Yeah, cut it all out.
And so this leaked later, like 10
That's
years
sick.
later.
But it also could have been label type shit. He could, whatever. It could have been.
Yeah,
a
it
lot
could
of
Or
been
they could have
shit.
just not been the fit that he wanted.
but I mean, they're fucking amazing.
It was
But-
hype.
Dude, I can't
That's
believe you don't know what song we're talking about.
That is an amazing album.
I was raised on like old music.
I know
and
that.
So
I love
that.
oldies, but I'm saying
no, but my
it's
point is, I
fucking
didn't start
amazing.
listening to rap until after that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm saying you listen to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. You'll change
Yeah,
your mind.
that's good. The thing is, like,
So
my
fucking good,
parents
man.
were against music. I never grew up with any of their music because they didn't listen
Yeah,
to it.
but you were more.
He's a big Rick
into it.
Astley guy.
I
Oh,
love
We're no
Astley.
strangers to
love. That was his favorite song.
Oh,
Forever.
it was.
So do I.
But
Good
yeah,
song.
so like,
Because I love oldies. I'm
so
a
like
big
the
oldies
only
guy.
thing, like, dude, it took me like after 18 to learn all the fucking oldies because I had to listen to myself because like my parents never.
My
did.
parents are big oldies fans.
Yeah.
That's
My
why
parents
I
are
like
huge
love
oldies.
Whole huge oldies.
Yeah, my
fans.
parents played like bluegrass hymns and shit in the
Really?
car.
My parents were into 80s music, and my mom was into 90s rap, like LL Cool J.
Nice.
So, like she
Nice.
loved that shit.
Nice.
Nice.
And so that's what I listened to. Like, I think it's him. Summertime. It's a summer.
He also has that one song
or like
called Shot.
Will Smith,
Yeah, that's
bro.
nasty.
I was raised on Will Smith, literally. Like, we're
Get jiggy with
going
it.
to
Na 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 na
Miami.
na na na.
Yeah.
Na na na
Yeah, yeah.
The only rapper who doesn't cuss. It was good.
He's a great rapper. He had some
He was for the
bangers,
children.
dude.
It was
He
good.
was for the children.
And
yeah,
that he had a
yeah.
song that was comparable to Eminem's Mockingbird, and it was just the two of us. He did a remake with him and his kid.
Oh, I thought you said. I'm like that was.
I thought you said that was from Will Smith.
That was
I
Grover
like,
Washington, I think. But
No,
yeah,
but
if he did a remake, then
like
yeah.
when Jaden Smith was born, he did like a rap. He rapped and like changed the song up. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith on the Never Say Never album.
Never say never.
And he's bigger than me, stronger than me. How did anyone let that happen?
But he's not on a JB song with me. Yeah.
Oh
come
yeah,
on,
no
yeah.
pun intended. Was raised by the power of will.
Ah,
He
see,
said
he's spitting
that.
bars.
He
Cyrus
Yeah,
Smith.
cat in the hat raps, but it's okay.
Listen, that was actually pretty good though. He was young. He was a
Hey,
little
side
tyke,
note.
young
Side
tyke.
note. I'm saying, as a little kid, hell of a dancer.
I wonder
Yeah,
what
he
his
was.
net
As a little
worth
kid.
would be if he was just on his own. Like you know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
No. I'm not saying like if his
Yeah,
dad
Will
like,
Smith,
like
like,
his
that's-
dad hooked him up.
Yeah, obviously,
but I
yeah,
wonder
that's
what
what-
his net worth is aside from his like inheritance.
I think my
and
question
stuff.
would have been like, what was his path? Because obviously he's Will Smith's son, so he has all music, fashion,
Yeah, he could've
acting. Like,
done
which one would it have
anything.
been?
He-
I don't think it would have
if he
been
would have
music. It would have
focused
been music.
on one thing, acting. He could have
Acting,
done acting.
dude. Pursuit of Happiness.
easy.
He's a little
Karate
kid.
Kid? Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness. He was a
had
little
that
kid.
I didn't like that Karate Kid, but
He was
had,
okay.
He had
He
a
was okay.
movie
That cornrows,
where
it was
he was
cool.
really young, and they they were moving to a different planet.
It was with Will Smith. It was
Yeah.
That was it was okay.
Like that was the first
Zathura?
one he did.
no,
I think.
I know what you're talking
You
about.
always say Zathura.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's
Great
talking about.
movie.
When it was
But
the
do you
board
even
game?
know what that is?
It was the board game.
The
that they
board
went into.
game,
Give me
yeah.
one part of that movie.
They went to the board
Who's
game.
in it?
No idea.
Josh
Josh
Hutcherson.
Hutcherson. Yeah, thank
That was
you.
the guy on Hunger Games, right?
Peter Millar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Me and Z just rewatched the Hunger Games.
Great
like
fucking
all of
movies,
them
and we
last time he
talked
was
about it
here.
for hours, dude.
Oh my gosh,
Are
dude.
you-
He came home from your
Are
house and
you-
he was like, Jack,
Coming to the
you gotta look. And me and him watched them all again.
They're so good.
The second
So
he came
good,
back from your
so
house, we
good.
watched them all.
They're so good.
They're so good, man. We
What
had remember
else?
we watched. We were like, wow, these
We
are
stayed
so
up all
good.
night.
These are so
we
fucking
stayed up
good.
all
yeah.
night. Those are so good.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
even you know what's underrated? We were talking about Jumper being underrated.
Great
Yeah,
earlier.
that's one of the most
I
underrated
girl
movies.
that
love
was
that movie.
hot.
You know what
Yeah.
else is underrated? Is I think it's called Maze Runner. You ever see that
I
one?
did watch
That was
one. That was
with
pretty good, yeah, yeah.
Shailene Woodley.
I don't
Right.
know. Who
I don't know who that
is.
is, but I'm saying it was a good
She
movie.
was the girl on the. Do you remember the movie with Miles Teller where they?
Ooh, who's
I love Miles
Teller?
Teller.
Who's
21
that?
and over.
Do you remember when he
You
was
know-
like the guy in college partying and then he ended up with her?
Yes, it's a love. It's a romance.
Yeah,
type. It's
that
a
girl's
rom-com.
in Maze Runner.
Isn't there another one that's pretty comparable?
Miles Teller,
that
by the
came
way.
out at like the same time. There was like
War
Hunger
Dogs.
Games. That's a really good movie. War Dogs, but Hunger Games, Maze Runner, and
Miles
then
Teller, War Dogs. That's
there was-
Miles Teller, not Jonah Hill, the other guy. That's Miles Teller.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Love him.
So
he's in Project X
what's
too.
the other movie that came out around that time? And it was like...
Kind of like that Elimination fucking...
Yeah, it was almost the exact same thing, like post-apocalyptic.
Give me a little more than that.
Well, because Maze Runner was like the same thing. They were in this thing, and the
Well,
last
wasn't-
one
that came out-
survived.
that wasn't at the same time, though.
It was like a battle royale movie. The last one survived.
It was
lives.
that kind of thing.
Describe it.
It was literally Hunger Games, but different actors, and somebody tried to rip it off. But they were like moderately big. Like there was a couple of them.
I don't know.
If you asked me that now before you said Maze Runner, I would say Maze Runner. That's the only one I'm thinking of.
There's another one though. Okay.
Really?
While we continue, there's another one, and I want to know what it is because that girl is actually pretty attractive in that one.
Can I ask you a question, Jacob? Do you, when you're like at a stoplight and a homeless person's next to you, do you hand him cash?
I have one time I bought
do
this
a
guy
lot,
Taco Bell.
honestly.
I bought this guy Taco Bell one time, and I had a conversation with him for like probably 30 minutes in Ashland. Nicest guy ever, dude. He had a construction company, and it went under, and then his wife left him, and like, wow, what a great experience.
That's the
I've
fucked
had
up
the
part about it. Yeah.
Craziest.
There are those who are dealt bad
conversations
hands.
with homeless people at 7-Eleven. One thing I will say, when you're in the car, it's easy to hand them money. But say you're walking through the street, there's one guy playing a sax and fucking shit. And then I want to give him money, but then there's another guy comes up, and it's like, all right, what are you gonna do for me here? Like,
Have you ever had
Yeah,
a
I
bad
agree.
experience with a homeless person?
they've been a-
Divergent.
Nothing-
Divergent.
Okay, yeah.
Divergent.
Have you ever gotten cut? Have you ever got like cut off on the freeway, and then you catch up to the driver, cut you off, and it's so weird. It could be anybody. And I fucking knew it. It could be anybody. Like, what did you know? Who
It
knows?
could be a
grandma.
It's just a random like. I fucking knew
Old
it.
grandma,
man.
you're
I
like,
fucking
you
knew
son
it.
of a
I
bitch.
fucking
Shout out
knew
Sam
it.
Morrell.
To tell you the
I
truth,
fucking knew it.
this
I
sounds
do it
like,
all the
this
time.
sounds like a flex, but it's not. And I live in Medford, not in Seattle, but I do not have road rage at all. Not even a little bit.
Me either.
You
Me
live-
either. Me either.
I
Because
don't- I've
I'm also
never
not a
gotten-
shitty driver. So
Everything's
Sometimes
10
I
minutes
go-
away for you.
Sometimes I go, come on, bro. You know,
I got in a fight in Wendy's
don't
parking
go-
lot because road rage,
I've
not
never,
because me.
I've never honked at anybody. I've never said like.
I've flipped people off before though.
I've never.
That flipped me off.
I was
That
on
flipped me off.
I was on the phone. Me and my dad are complete opposite people, right? I was on the phone with my
I can
dad
see
the
your
other
dad
day.
having road rage.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh! I was on the phone with my dad the other day, and he goes, "Hold on." And I'm like, what? So I'm listening. He goes, "You motherfucker!" And starts yelling at this guy. Bro, starts yelling at this guy. And he goes, "Yo, yeah!" And the guy's yelling at him. I could hear it. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is like a 3-minute ordeal.
Dude,
right?
JC starts
He
square
pulls
up.
over on the side of the
Shit.
road, and he goes, "I live right here. If you want to fucking
it was on
come back
Foothills?
later." Yeah, it was right in front of his house. He goes, "I live right here. You want to fucking come back here? I'll kick your ass. I'll fucking blah, blah, all this stuff, bro." He was going off, and I thought, dude, I'm gonna hear a gunshot here in a second. I mean, it was that intense, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. And then he's like, sorry. I'm like, what was that?
Yeah, I'm not a road rager. Like, I'll say what the fuck. I've been flipped off and I flip them off back. But other than that, that's about
Have
it.
you ever been the person that accidentally cut someone off or something? You're like, fuck.
Yes, yes.
And then you're just sitting there, and then there's like, yeah,
That was the
out
road
window,
rage
and it's
one
like,
in
fuck.
Washington.
I feel like shit.
I didn't accidentally, but like he like stopped to let me in, and I thought, oh, he's letting me in, but then he freaked out, and then he flipped me off. I flipped him off, and then he followed me in them.
Isn't that weird? I feel like
I
it's
got in a fight in
the
Wendy's
older
parking lot.
generation gets
He was
mad.
he was a middle-aged
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And he
It's
followed
older-
me.
He's got
it's-
nothing going
it's-
for him.
But they've always been like that. Like the
Yeah.
older generation, the baby boomers.
Yeah,
You know,
They're
like our
millennials.
parents.
They're
Our
millennials.
what?
parents.
The middle-aged? That's baby boomers.
They're baby boomers.
No,
Boomers.
No. They are Gen X.
Gen X.
Then
Then baby
millennials
boomers.
is
Okay,
above us.
those people are
We're-
aggressive people.
Yeah, they are.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Just all around. Like I can't yell at a stranger. I can't do it no matter what they do.
I only
unless
can if
in-
I'm yelled at. You know
like,
what I mean? I don't
did I
do
ever
it
tell you about
first.
that one time that Mallory almost got kidnapped?
Wait, what?
What?
Dude, crazy story.
Was
Not
Liam
funny.
Neeson there?
You've
Not
heard
a
it first
funny
here.
story.
ATLT live.
So we went to
Breaking
we went to
news.
an Eagles game and
How long ago was
or
this?
Eagles game.
Shout
not
out the
Eagles
Eags.
game. Eagles concert, like the Eagles.
No shit.
This was
That
probably
was when it happened.
2 years ago.
Was it a cover band or the real Eagles?
No, it was
It was
real
really
Eagles.
I remember you told me.
Dude,
I like how you told
so
me you went
it
to that,
was-
but never told me that.
It was
Interesting.
right after Glenn Fry died, and his son played. Deacon Fry played "Take It Easy." Well, I'm
name's
running down the
Deacon?
road. It's a pretty sick name, but anyways, so it was a
That's
great
a cool
concert.
name.
So we're leaving. We're in AT&T Park. You know,
That's what you name like a German Shepherd, Deacon. Anyways, what?
dude, you call him Deke. Like,
Or-
oh, Deke, you bitch.
Or
Like
the
Charlie
person-
Conway, Triple Deke.
Or the person right under a pastor. But yeah, go ahead.
Sure, yeah. So okay, Jack came from a Catholic family. So, anyways,
Conservative Baptist. It's a cult. Don't join. Go ahead.
so we were walking out of there, and it was me, my mom, my dad, and Mallory, and this guy walks up. We're drunk, right?
Yeah,
We've been
yeah.
there for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Sketchy
A
corner.
little loudmouth soup in you.
Yeah, we're waiting for an Uber, and this guy comes up and grabs Mallory by the wrist and says, "Come on." And she's like, "No." And he's like pulling her. And I'm standing right there, and I'm like, "What the fuck,
You didn't
dude?"
do anything?
I said, "What the fuck, dude?" And he like let go and kind of ran away. I was like, what the hell? He comes back 5 minutes later, maybe, with 3 guys. And they come back. And they're
perfect time to call JC over.
Well, he was there. And my dad flipped.
I'm
I mean,
sure he
I was
did.
like,
Good.
I was standing,
That's a perfect storm.
between her and them, you know, and I was looking at them, like letting them know, bitch, I know you're here. But he was like chasing him down. He said, "You want to fucking go?" Goes off on him. Dude.
How old were they? Because JC's got
They
old
were
man
probably
strength.
they were probably 30 or something like that. But they literally he grabbed her and was yanking her.
What the
and
fuck,
pulling her. It
dude?
wasn't like come on, and then she
Right
said
in
no.
front of you?
Yeah, just like trying to
He's
because there was like
he's
a
not
crowd.
experienced.
No,
There was kind of a
he's fucking
crowd,
creep.
so it could have been easy for her to get lost in it, you know. But he was like pulling her away, dude. It was nuts.
That is fucking.
What's weird is he
nuts,
asked
man.
you like, "Let's go." Like she's gonna be like, "Okay."
No, because she was resisting, and he was saying, "Come
That's
on,
another
let's go."
thing. I've never understood. Obviously, that's an extreme version of it. Even like I'm saying, I've never understood the people who will like be at like a club and there's a girl dancing and they'll just go up and dance with them, like that super assertive.
Unless
like,
she's
there's
like really
yeah,
looking you down.
There's
you
a
know?
difference between being
You
like
know.
assertive and just
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like I would never do that.
I had this one girl
Never.
do that to me one time. I was down in LA and
If a girl does it to you, that's actually
we were
bad.
dancing and like it was like a couple of us just hanging out, a couple guys, and she like walks up to me and grabs me, and she like takes me out there to dance, and I'm like, oh, haha. And like,
you were into it.
I mean, not
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
She's like dancing. She's like, my dad's a professional baseball player. I'm like, okay.
What the fuck do you want me to do with that
Like,
information?
What are you?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. Like she was not.
You're like, wait, what team?
Yeah. I'm like, is he still or was he?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Is he
was
with
he in
the
the Hall
Mets
of
or the
Fame?
No, he
Rangers.
plays in a men's rec league.
But who says that? Like that's
I don't
somebody who's
fucking know.
obviously been handed everything in her
Yeah,
life. My
yeah,
dad's
yeah.
a baseball
Probably.
player.
Like, that's
it's the
gonna
first
be
thing that
what?
they say is mention their parents.
That's
It's
your
like,
identity.
oh,
Your
okay.
supposed to
identity
mention
is that
your own
your dad's
It's
a
like
baseball
it's like
player.
when a wife gets in an argument. My husband's a cop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Okay, Karen.
father.
I know.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say
He get
something
with
like
your father. They'd have a meeting. They kick out all the rats.
that. It's kind of like saying my dad works at Microsoft. I'm gonna hack you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
good.
yeah. That is
Right.
it.
Remember
So-
when we used to scam people, Jack?
Yeah.
10th Prestige
I've
lobbies?
never
dude.
said it on this podcast, but I'll
You
tell the
have.
story.
Tell the story. I'd love to hear it. I was a
so
part of it. Kind of. Don't.
you were definitely a part of it.
I was like the front man.
if we
Like,
were smart,
Do
we
you guys
would-
remember message to all friends and recent players? Oh
No,
fuck.
we would go into a ground. Okay. By the way, if we were smart, we'd get real money, not Microsoft points. But we would go into a ground war.
Back then it
which,
was a big thing.
for those of you who don't know what Call of Duty, ground war is the biggest lobby you can get to get the most recent players.
Like 20 people or something.
You'd send a message out to recent players, say, "Hey, your boy's hosting a 10th Prestige lobby.
just
come
like that.
through."
Your boy.
1,200 Microsoft points or whatever.
16. It was 1,600. 1,600 Microsoft.
That was
15
going rate.
because they
It
sold
was
it in 15.
$20.
They don't-
No,
it
it
was
was
1600
1600 or
was it?
3200. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, you're right.
No, it was 1,600 or 4,000.
No.
It was 1,600 or 4,000.
You could be right, but I don't remember.
And so, dude,
Well, you should know. You drained my plane trade account.
fuck my story. Please, Z, tell it. He's
I
here.
have done a lot
You
of
have
bad
to tell
things
it.
in my
Dude,
life.
yes,
That's
it's an
the
actual
worst
thing.
thing I ever did.
Dude,
That's the worst thing I ever
I'm
did.
telling you what. I
I owe you money.
I literally worked up. I'm like also like 15.
I didn't even buy good games.
I was like 15. I had
Explain
worked
them what
up.
Plane Trade is first.
Plane Trade is basically GameStop, but it was like a private company in Medford. And I had like sold games in the past, like consoles, to work up my store credit. And so I had like a couple $100s in there. And that's a big fucking deal. That's like
It wasn't a
Yeah,
couple hundred.
It was
but
it was like 200 something.
It was. And what's crazy is that you just had to say the name.
It was
You
like
didn't have
180,
no
200.
idea.
But I'm saying it was enough to like. I'm like, wow. Any new game comes out, any Xbox I remember, I could buy it.
Well,
we're
if
good.
we do the math, 3
and
games.
you
and
wanted
a
to get a
wireless-
game. You
Uh-huh.
wanted to get a game,
Uh-huh.
and you're because you're like, hey, my boy
What
got
game was it?
Assassin's Creed 3.
I
Assassin's
believe
Creed 3.
that. I
and
believe
so
that.
I remember to this day.
Can I say what a G letting him buy a game?
I know. What a nice guy.
know.
I just
And
screwed him.
So I have all the
screwed
store
him.
credit, and that was when Danny worked there, Danny Shea.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
And so like I have
Yeah.
all the store
Just
credit.
got married. Shout out.
And I sold like a bunch of shit to them over the past. So I'm bulling. I'm a young guy, a little nerd, and I have hella store credit. New game comes out. My boy Jacob's like, dude, can I buy this game, man? I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, man.
I think I was over at your house for like 2 days.
Yeah,
and
what a
I was
G.
Yeah,
leaving.
it was like $60.
What a G.
It was $60. So what does Jacob do? He walks in there. He buys the game. Obviously, I don't care now. It's just a
I was
funny
like a
story
kid
now.
in the candy
It was.
store.
It was. He bought Assassin's Creed. That was $60. He bought Xbox Live membership or something for
And
like
a wireless
and a
adapter,
wireless adapter.
which was
I'm pretty sure,
$99.
which was $100
I
back
needed it.
then.
I needed it.
And so he spent like 200 beans.
What? I think you're over exaggerating. I believe it was like $1.
Dude,
the wireless was 100. The game was 60. The Xbox Live membership was 60.
Yeah, for 12 months. Yeah,
you bought 12 months.
I bought a 12 month
because I went in there and then I had $3 left or something, and I'm like, "You son of a fucking bitch!"
Oh yeah, dude, that was the worst thing I ever did to anybody.
And the thing was, hey, this is the thing too. I didn't actually fucking like go to my mom and snitch. My mom was with me. Like when I went in the store because I was buying something, and my mom had gone with me every time I sold stuff. My mom went every time I sold stuff.
She thought you just had
and the guy and
day.
I'm like, wait, what? How is that possible? And then she was like, wait, where'd all your stuff go? Because she was with me. And then I guess she probably questioned me. And I probably eventually said her name.
Did you say my name?
I don't remember.
I do owe you $200 or whatever it was.
No,
that was messed up. I remember my parents they wouldn't buy me games. Like they weren't. Like it was like
they buy you
Christmas.
They let you do anything else, but they would.
This side of the Mississippi, he was fresh.
Dude, it was weird. They went through phases.
Fucking motherfucker went. Jesus.
They went through phases.
Black Friday shopped me.
They would do things for me, and the next thing you know, I'm like, "Can I get this game?" They're like, "No," and
they let you do everything else. That makes sense.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's weird.
You could have girls at your house.
You have girls at your house.
Oh yeah,
and they wouldn't care, but they would. Yeah.
Terrible idea for them, but
yeah.
Anyways, so I remember that was like around the time where they wouldn't like let me buy stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I have credit.
I'll just take advantage of my friend."
Yeah, terrible. I can't believe I did that. But let's talk about
looking
Jack.
back now. It's
let's
funny.
Let's talk about Jack taking advantage of the general public. Sure. And also, let's talk about how Jack always is.
In other words, fraud,
fake news. So Jack told me one time.
Bring it on.
Jack told me one time. He said, "Yeah, you remember when we were doing all that stuff with scamming people on Xbox Live? Yeah, the FBI came to my house and." And he said, and they found my PayPal with $1 million in it.
I didn't hear that part, but I did hear the FBI agents like, dude, what the fuck?
And he said,
FBI agents didn't show up at your house.
He said multiple FBI agents came and they found out that I was a kid. And they let me off, and they made me give back the money, the $1 million. That's a real thing. He told me.
I agree because you know what's funny? I started telling people that because I was like, dude, my boy Jack's a fucking genius, bro.
I thought it was real.
And that's where his nickname CNN was born.
Yeah, I told my parents that, and they were like, wow. I was like, yeah, he's a fucking G.
So I remember when I first learned the inspect element on Google Chrome.
How you can change even, like you can go in your bank and inspect image and put $1 million in your account.
Yeah. The one thing that is funny, so do you remember Andrew Reinman?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, smooth.
Of course.
Okay. Smooth.
So
shout out Andrew.
Andrew, something happened.
Talked about your wedding. I danced with him at your wedding.
Yeah, he's great.
I don't remember what happened, but anyways, I got his Xbox account, and then I changed his name to Spy Kids 4D, and then bought
fucking what?
No. Okay, so I don't remember if we had beef.
4D, not 3D.
I don't remember if
3D.
we had beef or something, but for some reason I had his email.
I think it was over Alex Toronto, probably.
No, I never had a thing with him. We had beef over something, and I had his login.
I like how we said, "Hey, no last names," and we're just dropping everyone's name. I don't know. Who cares?
Funny.
Who cares?
Yeah, and so
Thanks.
I had.
We're not dissing anybody.
I had his email login for whatever reason, so I I reset password and whatever got his account. So I changed his gamer tag to SpyKids40. That's $10 right there. And then I squanched. I
squanched him. I thought
you were going to say sponsored for a second.
No,
I sponsored.
Do you remember when you could swap console licenses? You can play the same game.
Yeah.
So I did that on my account, changed his password, then bought like $300 in games.
I do remember that. I remember
on his mom's credit card.
So yeah, hey, I'm not the douchebag.
Yeah,
hey, Uncle Sam, fraud over here, buddy.
Yeah,
fraud.
So his mom,
his taxes aren't exactly in line.
His mom went to his mom actually went to the police, and they said my name was Jack Spence, but that's not my real name. So they were looking it up in the fucking system
because it's James.
It's James, and
it's a very common.
Is this a real thing? She went to the police.
Yes,
why would you just go to your parents?
Because
is this true?
Because they didn't know.
Hey, Jamie, can you fact check this?
Yeah,
fact check.
This is what Andrew told me. I don't fucking know.
Anyways, so here we go. Now it's telephone. That's what I'm saying. She didn't go to the police.
She went to the police. Fucking said Jack Spence. Nothing came up.
You don't think they could figure that out? They're the police.
They didn't
he has a nickname.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's not like, oh, Jack Spence of Virginia. That must be him.
Yeah. But
here's my thing.
I never got caught.
I think he probably said, "My mom went to the police," just like somebody would say, "My parents work at Microsoft." You know what I'm saying?
Who's that?
Hi, Shauna.
Is this a random dog?
It's imposter.
Whose is it? A random dog just showed up at our house, and I don't want it.
We want Shauna on the
You'll
podcast.
have to pay for that later. They want money for it. You're just doing it.
I think you've realized it now, though. I think Andrew probably was lying about that.
The same way you lied about the FBI agents.
Exactly. But
exactly. I lied about a lot
long
of
story
shit.
short, Jack made me accessory to fraud.
Accessory.
Yes.
Well, you accepted those 1,600 Microsoft points with pleasure.
From you.
And you knew what was happening.
Well,
yeah.
I turned a blind eye. But
well, you would have got arrested for theft for the plane trade thing.
He would tell people
blatant theft.
That
my name's Isaiah Lesney. Fucking
God. To give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
I didn't say my name was Isaiah. I just said it's on Isaiah Lesney's account.
No, remember, because I'm saying I told them to tell you that. I was like, yeah, just tell them it's on Isaiah's.
Yeah,
and then they were
probably
both,
Danny.
Danny
Was
probably
probably
Danny.
like, get him, bitch.
And Danny's like, oh, you're spending all his, you piece of shit, but okay.
No, he didn't care. Anyways, so Jack used to
know.
rip off people, tell him that we're going to get him to 10th Prestige in Modern Warfare 2, and then he would get him in the lobby, have him pay, and then he would back out and not do it.
Play Rick rolled through the party speaker.
Yeah.
And then
my Xbox.
he did it a lot. It was a lot.
Dude,
not a little
one
bit.
time we did it on High Rise. Remember that map I'm on too?
Oh, yeah.
And me and Jack, I was with Jack at this one, and he had them all join. And obviously he was scamming all of them. They all paid. And then Jack's like, dude, and I was like on helipad, and Jack's like, dude, run up to helipad. Everyone go by, like, Joker Pay. Was it Joker Pay?
Yeah, it was Joker Pay.
Go by, because I'm up there with an RPG. He's like, go up there. Okay, go up there by him. Like, hey, you guys go up to helipad. You'll get 10th Prestige. So everyone's huddling around me, and I just
All
fucking
these kids,
I aim the
squeakers.
RPG at the fucking ground, kill everybody, and then I leave.
Yeah.
And then Jack leaves.
Gosh. Was it a bunch of squeakers?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah.
Dude, message to all friends and recent players.
Yeah, I know.
I spent a lot of money on my Xbox because I saved my mom's account. You know, that's like back when parents didn't know anything about technology.
You could have just bought one with the money you stole.
Oh, I love it. Just keep on it. And
sorry, it's funny.
I used to just buy downloadable games on Xbox Live all the time with their credit card. And then one time my dad was like, what's all these Xbox Live account things? And I was like,
I don't know.
And then he took it away. And then that's what probably about the time that I went and stole your money because I thought I'm not getting games anyway. So
Dude, I was hustling, dude. I was selling all my shit. I think there was a bunch of consoles and games around the house, like over a cumulative amount of time that I was just selling and building it up. And I was like, I was so proud of it. I was like, dude.
Oh, man, I robbed you for sure.
I remember I was working out with Dennis. That's when I was like, oh my God. I was like, you son of a fucking bitch. I'm like, you fuck, Jesus.
What's
I got
ultimate
you.
moment of betrayal.
Now you see me, now you don't. I did it. I got
it's
you.
okay though, you know.
What's funny is the
Magic Man.
You moved on from petty crimes.
when we were scamming. So eventually my console got banned, but it was actually my dad's. For some reason, my dad bought it for himself. Yeah, Euroclydon. He bought it for himself, and then one day
you fucked up the Ethernet cable plug-in, so he couldn't go online.
He wanted to play with a coworker.
200 IQ play on his part.
And so
Seriously.
And so if you try to connect to the internet, it said your console's banned till like January 1st.
Oh, you did. You messed up the Ethernet.
But
cable
not
on
if you
purpose.
don't connect to the internet though.
Yeah, so it said your console's banned from January 1st to like 3,000. It was like some crazy year or whatever. And so
3,000 is a low section.
well, no, dude, it was like
maybe 2013.
Your console's banned for a millennium.
well, no, it was some
like Xbox 360 is still going to be the
I probably
console.
just said your account's banned.
no, it actually said like 0101 like 2999. Just basically, it was called permaban. It was just a permanent ban.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, my dad says, "Hey, set up the console."
And you fuck up the prongs on
in
the Ethernet cord.
So the Ethernet cord had 4 things. So he gave me this knife. I just went there, like just fucking
200 IQ though.
Yeah, so we can never connect to the internet.
So he had never knew.
And then my dad was
so
still
he
mad.
never knew.
Yeah.
So does he know to this day?
I think I told him because I ended up telling him because my dad, like, he works in cable, so he just looked in there and was like, so we redid the prongs or whatever, got it connected. My grandparents ended up giving me an Xbox for a Christmas present. I ended up giving it.
You swapped them.
I had to give it to him.
So then you wouldn't get caught.
No, I had to give it to him.
That's what I'm saying. A small price to pay for.
No,
something.
Did you ever
I
do
was
something?
caught. I had to give it to him.
That's what I'm
because I fucked
saying.
up his old one.
That's
yeah.
Did you ever do something as a kid that was bad and your conscience told you that it was bad, so you told your parents? Like just straight up told them?
Tracing all the time.
Other than,
I don't think so.
Did you ever
I've
do
definitely
anything
felt
where you're
guilty
like,
about shit, but I don't think I
did this?
ever. If I did
never
that, it was
said
like
a
a
thing.
small thing.
Really?
It's probably a
Not something
small
that was
thing.
like big.
But there's plenty of things that I felt bad for a long time.
Oh.
I
do
always told, if I did something wrong, I always ended up telling them like
Like when I got a
week
BB gun
later.
and killed a bird, I felt bad because then like I wounded it and I beat it with the butt of the rifle.
Oh my gosh.
And then like I was like,
You
wow,
beat,
I'm a
you beat it?
well, okay.
You mutilated
I
it.
was a little kid. I'm saying I wanted to kill something like
That's a killer
every
instinct.
kid does.
That's why I think you
So
beat Jack
Jack's
in a
heard
fist
this
fight.
story, and I wanted to kill something, and then I shot the bird. Feathers went, poof, but it was on the ground. It was trying to run. It was little legs. It was running. It was running, and I had the pump one, so you have to get the BB out.
Yeah.
But I didn't have time, so and I finished him.
Was that the first time you ever killed anything? That was a terrible way to kill something.
What
by
was the
way.
first thing you ever
Well,
killed?
it would have been worse to leave him, and then
The first thing I ever killed was probably a squirrel.
Really?
I
That's
killed
like a big
squirrel
thing
before.
that we always
I killed one with a wrist
squirrels.
rocket.
I killed 120 in one summer.
Okay.
I'm serious.
A lie.
Would you keep all their skulls and put them on a
we
necklace?
used to have on our Ranger.
I plucked their teeth and put them on a
I love it. I love when you think I'm lying, but I'm telling the truth.
120?
So
Who
listen,
counts?
Hold on. There is
How do you even find
June-
120 squirrels,
June,
dude?
July, August. That's 369. That's 90 days. You're telling me you killed 1.3 squirrels a day?
Okay, Jack, listen to me.
A squirrel a day.
We have a
at least.
200-acre ranch, and there's
Fucking Bear
ground
Grylls over
squirrels.
here, dude.
A
There's
squirrel a day?
more than a squirrel a day. I didn't go every day. I
That's
would
the
kill
first
like
signs of a
20
serial killer.
I would kill like 20 squirrels a day because if you don't kill them,
I'm not
then they go
crashing
out
here
of
tonight.
control, and then they would go and they would like rip up like the garden and all this shit.
You did it for the garden.
Okay, Jack, listen, I love it. Ask
He did it for the everyday working man.
for the blue collar.
They were getting the tomatoes.
I did it for the blue collar workers. Listen, my family goes out and actively kills squirrels. My grandma
Fucking
goes
the
and
Jeffrey Dahmer of squirrels,
she
dude.
goes and
Jesus
hunts.
Christ.
And
She
then I
hunts.
put their heads in a microwave.
She hunts squirrels every day. I have a text from her from 3 days ago that said,
I
I
want my
killed-
100 Nazi scalps.
What'd she say? Let's
I
see.
want me my
Let's
scalps.
see. She said,
I want me 100 squirrels.
watch this.
Bro, you
John
didn't
is
kill
watch
120
this.
squirrels,
John
bro.
is still in town. He will be until tomorrow. He's at the ranch hunting squirrels. He killed
Squirrels.
25. We got him last night. 25 last night. That's what she texted me.
You said you
2
almost
days
killed
ago.
almost 100 more than that.
You guys have
almost,
an
in one day. He
You guys
killed
have an
25 in one
MG42?
day.
What are you killing them
I
with?
know.
So I have evidence here
You
that
have a
says
fucking tank out there blowing up trees?
I have evidence that says that
That counts as 10.
he killed 25 squirrels in one day. So you don't believe that I killed 120 squirrels in 3 months?
He's a grown man. You're a young kid.
We
You don't
used to
got the
have-
I
accuracy.
also don't. Here's the thing. It's not that you didn't kill a bunch. It's the fact of that you somehow fucking were chiseling every kill you had like a
And at a
fucking
round number
like
of
a World War
120?
like a World War II plane. Every kill you got, you put a Nazi symbol on it.
He's got on his helmet.
Like I don't know about that.
I
You
can
don't-
see where it's funny because you're
I
city
have
folk.
PTSD.
But we had
in
like
the squirrel wars,
we had like a little piece of paper in the Ranger, and I'd
the
take it
squirrel's
out.
got the top of the acorn.
And every time you killed one, you would
How
take a
big was
notch.
this paper? 120 notches?
How
Here's the
big
thing.
do you think the notches are?
I don't know.
Do you think you could put 120 notches on a fucking post-it note?
you think you can kill 120 squirrels?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
There probably wasn't even 120
What were you
squirrels.
killing
Just-
them with?
Jesus Christ!
What were you killing them with?
A,
What was
a
your-
20 gauge shotgun.
And you picked up.
Pellets?
You count every carcass.
When I would
What are you,
kill one,
fucking a
we'd
sniper
mark,
confirming
we
your
would
Hang on
mark
a
it-
necklace by their tails.
We would mark it down. I love it. I love where you're going with
He's
this.
like hanging up
but
their
I'm
bodies for
telling
the
you,
other squirrels to see.
Show the squirrels what you
I
just
Jesus
shouldn't-
Christ, Charles Manson.
I shouldn't share things
You
about
killed-
my childhood. That's obvious.
Okay, it's not that I don't believe you killed a bunch. It's just
I
the
killed
exact
120.
number.
120.
Who the fuck?
Dude,
We had a competition.
he
It was
kills
between
the
my
entire clan and then lets one live. Tell the other squirrels what you just saw.
Yeah, like Jesus.
It was between my
Christ, dude.
grandpa, my grandma, and I, and we
And
were
you
having
won?
a competition. No, I didn't win. They killed more
So they
than
killed
me.
more squirrels.
Yes.
Dude, I feel a lot better about mine. You just.
Do you not understand
fucking-
how many freaking squirrels there
I
are
do.
out
That's
here,
why
dude?
we're like, what the fuck?
There's a lot out here. I mean, it's ridiculous. 200 acres. You tell me how many squirrels can live on 200 acres. They
You're saying you
freaking
walked
breed like
200
rabbits.
acres? You didn't go past
You
the
don't
fences.
listen. I said I drove the Ranger.
I'm
I
sure.
drove the
I'm
Ranger.
sure you killed
You
a
were a
bunch.
kid. You shouldn't be driving.
I'm sure you killed a bunch. I'm just saying 120 is
Give me a
just
beer.
a little.
I don't know if I want to. Okay, I killed 120, but let's just pretend like it never happened.
Who takes 120 shells to go shoot squirrels?
That was the thing we do, and my
Ammo's
family.
precious.
We kill
Yeah.
squirrels. That's just the thing.
I know.
I just showed you.
I know that's a fact. I know that's a fact. But it was just,
Okay.
you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's change the subject here and tell you something about. You guys were joking about skulls and stuff. I knew a guy who was in Vietnam, and I didn't even know it was a thing. They used to. His name was. Well, I'm not going to drop his name, but they used to. There was like people
What was
that
his nickname?
Fortunate
What was
son.
his nickname?
I used to work for him, but there was like they used to go in Vietnam, and there was people that like lost their minds, like went crazy,
Well, yeah.
and they would go and they would actually like keep teeth of people that they killed. Did you ever hear about that?
Yes, actually, they did that in Japan too because they put gold in their teeth and
So,
they would pull their teeth after they killed them.
I know
Fucked
a
up.
guy who did that. He disappeared. He went on deployment, and he disappeared until the next one came back or whatever. Like he was there for a while and just missing him and like 5 other guys, and they just freaking hunted people, dude.
That's fucked up.
And I know the guy, and he's pretty normal. It's weird.
As far as
dude.
you know,
If you hunted people, like,
That's what I'm saying, bro. And I worked for him, and then you
Yeah,
just
that's
tell me a
fucked.
story, and I'm like, what?
what did you work for him for?
I used to build like custom fly rods for him.
I was a dental assistant.
He's really into teeth. That really
He
sparked
loves
his
doing
interest.
wisdom teeth. He's
That
the
sparked his
best.
interest.
He's the best there is. No, but yeah, and it's crazy because I'm saying, especially in like World War II, they did that in Japan too. Like all the Japan, they had like real
Yeah.
gold in their teeth. They used real.
Can
gold.
you imagine killing? So you guys think it's crazy? I killed 120 squirrels. Imagine going and hunting people and taking their teeth out.
Yeah, that's
bro.
also crazy, but
That's insane.
squirrels and people are not the same
You
thing.
were
That's what I'm
not
saying.
on a battleground or in a war. It was just out of your
A
choice.
necessity. The squirrels will take over. I'm serious. They really will take over. You
Packs
can't
of
let
stray
'em-
squirrels are
Those are
taking over
grown-
control
grown
most of the
men.
major cities.
Bro.
Well, they're not now after your killing spree.
Well, now they are. You go down there and
Genocide.
they're all over the place. They ruin shit. There's
Dude,
fucking
what-
holes all over the
Jesus.
freaking fields.
Oh, I agree with you. I just don't think you decimated that many.
My
I
parents
did.
bought me a blow dart once. I shot a squirrel that went through its neck into the ground. And so it just did like fucking
Oh my
360s.
gosh.
And I just watched it.
So I killed him.
Jesus Christ!
He was sitting there going,
Oh my
"Yes,
God!
good,
I didn't know what
good,
to do.
Anakin.
Good,
Fucked
Anakin.
up, dude.
Your training is now complete.
Good, Anakin. Good.
Every single Jedi, including your friend.
The
Obi-Wan
deflector
Kenobi.
shield will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
Oh gosh."
Fire at will.
At least
dude.
I was killing squirrels with a 20 gauge. So as soon as
Yeah,
I
we
pulled the
heard you.
trigger, they were dead. Jack's shooting them with fucking blow darts in their neck, and they're surviving.
He
for
said
an extra
one, not 150.
120. Let's not
120.
over
A
exaggerate.
nice
I'm just
round
saying-
number.
I'm just saying. He said one. He didn't say he killed 30.
Come one.
All I'm saying is I never killed them like that. That's very inhumane.
But
Call
just
Peter.
shooting them with 1,000 pellets is just
Well,
fine.
they blow up basically.
Well, they're just dead.
yeah, they're just
gone.
fucking done.
I
yeah.
remember a guy who named nameless. We used to go to the expo ponds. He was like, "Dude, I'll say, I'll say
Okay,
his first name.
please, for the love, tell me.
I'll say his first name.
fucking Dr. Doofenshmirtz about to reveal his evil plan.
Parry the platypus. You literally, bro.
Dude, you just had a seizure for a minute there.
I think it's had a
He
stroke.
was telling it. He was telling it really chill, like this. He's like, "Yeah, this one guy." And you're like, "He was."
What the fuck was that, dude?
I've never,
There was this guy with Expo
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, his
God.
name's
I
Jake.
can imagine who this guy is.
Yeah, I
His
know.
name's Jake, not Jacob Moore, and he'd catch little fish.
Oh, I know Jake Brown, obviously.
I was gonna say, I can't tell the story now.
He did this? I've never seen.
He
him
didn't do that. I
this.
promise you that. But Jake Brown loved Expo Ponds. That's why I know it was Jake.
Oh,
Brown.
yeah.
Anyways,
A lot of chicks over there.
he would ask me to pick up some firecrackers, and then he'd put them in and be like, "Watch this," and they fucking blow up like
Blow 'em up.
Semtex.
Jeez, it's like Alabama shit.
Yeah, he probably killed like 120 bass.
In a summer.
Okay, getting 120 bass in the summer is still not that impressive.
120 squirrels is.
Okay.
These things are slippery.
God, Jesus.
I wish I had
tells
more
him.
evidence for you, but I
I'm
was
just saying.
fucking-
I'm
I was
not saying you
12
didn't
years
kill a
old.
bunch. Oh,
I'm not
even then, dude.
I'm saying you killed a lot, but a round number of 120.
Okay, 118, 119.
Oh my God.
So he doesn't know.
you can just say a bunch, and we would be like, "Oh yeah, sweet, sweet man."
We would have thought.
I
Between,
regret it. That's for
between-
sure. But
I'm getting
telling
FBI
the
agent
truth.
Jack story vibes from this.
Yeah.
I
know.
love how you guys always think that I'm lying.
I'm not saying you didn't kill a bunch, but 120. What the
You gotta
fuck?
admit when you lie. Like
It's
I
not that-
lied
No,
about the
I'm
FBI
saying you
thing.
may very well believe it, but come
It's
on,
not
man.
that many.
What the fuck?
I just showed you that there's evidence.
You're 12 years old. You're not fucking Rambo.
Someone
That's what
said
I
they
used
were
to do.
hunting squirrels.
I used to come out here and I would stay out here
Grab
for
some
like
dirt?
a week at a time, and I would just hunt squirrels. There was nothing else to do. I just go down there and shoot squirrels with my freaking grandparents, bro. That's what we
you
did.
did kill a bunch, I'm sure. You did kill
Yeah.
a bunch. Or
Okay.
maybe accumulatively, maybe you guys.
My
all
dad
all
also
killed that
said he
many.
ripped the antlers off a deer, and I believed him. But
I promise you that I will get my grandmother to tell you how many squirrels I killed.
Hey, maybe accumulatively,
was-
maybe you all did.
It was
That makes
In the
pretty
sense.
normal.
summertime,
It was pretty
in-
normal
in
to kill
3 months,
100 to 150
June, July, August, I'm saying no.
in the summer. But okay.
You're gonna get hot. You're gonna get parched. You're gonna go in. You're talking about more. It's not.
I'm not calling you a liar.
You guys
I'm just
don't have
calling
a killer
I'm not
instinct,
calling you a
and
truther.
I do, and that's the difference.
Okay.
Listen,
Fair enough.
if you were ever in a situation like a zombie survival
Zombie
situation,
squirrels. Well, we'll call you.
Have you ever really hurt somebody, like on accident or something like that? Like a sibling or something, like you
Broken hearts.
like
Many.
where you're like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, like you're hurt somebody
I did that
accidentally.
to
or
Jordan all the time.
Like I'm saying, like actually, you ever hurt somebody?
Like,
hit him in the face or something or
lasting
something. I don't know.
damage. Lasting damage?
Sure.
No.
Hearts?
No, again, it's like physically, like
Yeah, Jordan. Me and Jordan, we used to like fight all the time because he would be over at my house forever, right? Like we were like you guys, right? You just be over there for freaking 2 weeks at a time,
yeah.
and we would get really mad at each other, and our parents would be like, "You're not allowed to hang out until you can figure it out," and then we'd be
Or
like,
kiss,
"No, we're friends." But we used to fight all the time, like actually punch each other, push each other around and shit.
So I've been in a fight. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're 10 years old, it's not a fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
I didn't know it was
what I
that
mean?
young. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking high school.
It wasn't. No, not in high school.
I was thinking of a specific story when I kicked Sam Andrews down the stairs and broke his arm at Grace.
Oh, I've never done anything like that. No.
Well,
That's pretty
he
messed
started
up.
it, but I didn't mean to break his arm, obviously. But Jack knows the story. I think I've told it
You
before.
mean you meant to kick him? Though.
No.
You meant to hurt him.
I meant to
meant to
hurt,
kick
but
him.
that's okay.
Right? Yeah, because
I did mean to kick him,
Yeah,
but I
of
didn't mean
course.
it. But it's not my fault. He was not athletic to stay on his 2 feet. But I'm saying, here's the thing:
Fair enough.
it was the Christmas play we were setting up, and he threw. I don't remember what he threw, but it was something like fucking hard, and it hit me in the face from like point blank range.
Oh,
like,
then
It hit me in
retaliation.
the face, and you know at Grace, the stage is like 3 or 4 steps off the
Yeah.
side,
Yeah.
and he was walking towards. I walked up behind him. Spartan kicked him down the stairs, broke his fucking arm, and real OG didn't. He said he
Didn't
tripped.
snitch.
Didn't. He said he tripped. I don't know
I
if he was,
respect
dude, no, I mean Miss.
that.
I remember this day. Miss Bowman comes in the door.
Bowman was
Who's
hot.
that?
Miss
Who's
Bowman,
that?
Spanish teacher, Grace, blonde.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
She was
yeah,
pretty.
I
She
remember
was
her.
pretty.
I
She was
remember
pretty.
her.
Wonder what's funny.
And I remember my turn. And I'm saying, I remember this because she walked in, and Sam's like, "Oh my god, his arm's broken." I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna get expelled. I'm done for." And then and she's like, "What happened?" He's like, "I tripped." I'm like, either he's just scared of me or he's just a real one. Shout out Sam Andrews, bro. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
How many
shut
times
up.
have you broken anything?
I've never broken a bone.
I've broken a finger. That's it.
What?
I've never broken a bone.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Surprisingly,
I got
actually,
slammed like
I have all the stupid shit I've done.
in a, like when you're walking through the boat windshield, that big door.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
You
like,
broke your finger on that?
Oh, those doors,
They're
man.
sharp. I know they're
No,
sharp.
Your whole
Oh,
nail,
you
your whole
keep
nail came
finger
off.
in there
Dude,
when you
So I was
closed it?
because like we were like hitting these waves.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
And this guy
no.
named Manny, shout out Manny. Hope you're out of prison. I was holding
For
on.
real?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was holding on to the thing, and then he was like, "What the fuck?" So then he just like pushes the door, and I'm holding on to it. It slapped this finger. The whole nail came off, and this fingernail I clip this fingernail about twice a year. It grows crazy slow. Like
Does it look different?
Because the whole thing
Yeah,
was gone.
It,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
grows a little different than the other ones.
Dude, I've lost a fingernail one time when I was really young, so probably not as bad as yours.
I was like,
That
16.
shit sucks. Well,
Yeah.
I was probably 10.
It's also a very
Dude, when
sensitive
the
area.
whole fucking skin,
yeah, it sucks.
they
dude.
fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, even when you get like an
can't even
ingrown
grab
nail, you
stuff.
can't even touch it.
You can't grab stuff because like your fingernail doesn't like stop it from
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
bending over.
And dude, it was
sucks.
like a year and a half for it to grow all the way back, and then like I'll clip this twice a year.
Ugh,
It
it's
grows
weird,
so
bro.
fucking slow.
I broke my collarbone twice in the same spot.
Was it in football? I think I think you broke something in football. Was it a collarbone? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But I thought you broke a collarbone. In
You broke
football.
my nasal cavity by picking me upside down and throwing me on the ground.
Well, you shouldn't have been such a pussy, dude. It was Fight Club, dude. That was the thing.
First rule about Fight
were
Club, you don't
fighting
talk
over
about
the
Fight
girl.
Club.
Remember?
No, that was Fight Club.
Yeah, but I challenged you because I was.
You
pissed.
challenged me, and I said,
Because-
"Bitch, you want to challenge me? I'm the top of
Remember-
the totem pole."
I'm not gonna say who it was because they're married
I know
now.
who you're talking about.
Yeah, the girl, me and her were a thing, and then you ended up hooking up with her, and I was
I'm ruthless.
pissed.
I'm ruthless.
And I was like,
didn't
Jacob,
know.
I'll take you
He
on.
kills squirrels and pussies.
To be fair, I did not know that it was going down until afterwards. I was just running around
Yeah, exactly. I
doing my
respect it.
thing,
I respect
you know?
it now.
And then
of
he got
course.
mad at me, and I'm like, bro, I didn't know. And then he's like,
I
I
know.
challenge you to Fight Club. And I was like, bitch, you
I
about
challenge
to
you
get
to a
slapped.
duel.
I said, bitch, you about to get slapped. So-
Yeah.
One time-
twice my.
Here's another true story about Jack, like
Oh,
the
no.
ones that he tries to replicate about me that are not true.
Okay.
So we used to write songs. We were really into music.
Closed for refurbishment.
Yeah. And one time we were in choir, right? One
never
time
going
Fun
this.
stuff.
Jack goes, hey, I wrote a song and I
Yeah.
sold it to this band. And I said,
Yeah.
what? Because I believed everything he said.
Yeah, I lied.
And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, look at it. And so he shows me this song by like this not big band, but it was obviously a popular song. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I wrote that song and I
He
sold
really
it on
stood
this,
behind those stories.
on
man.
this
Yeah.
website and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, shut up. So I told everybody that I knew. I said, dude, Jack
Dude,
wrote
Jack's
this
the next
song.
Elton John, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jack wrote the song and sold it to a band. I tell my parents everything. I said, they know everything about you.
Good.
And they might still think it's true. I don't know.
I lied about that. I do remember one time Jacob said my singing sucked, and he was going to charge me $20 a week for singing lessons.
He needed it.
Yeah,
That's not real.
that is.
That is true.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know if it was $20, but I did say I would give him singing lessons. I don't remember
you
if I
wanted-
told him I would charge him, but I did
Yes,
tell him I
you
would
wanted
give him
money
singing.
Were there
for it.
any specific techniques that you learned that you could share with us?
Can I tell you something? That's a young entrepreneur right there.
That's an opportunist.
You didn't
I
make
am
any money,
finding
so-
opportunity,
Yeah.
and I'm capitalizing. So what? I mean, crucify me, right?
Well,
Don't.
you were,
It was impressive.
Yeah.
That's like those kids that used to sell like Cheetos. You've heard the stories.
I used to
Kids
sell candy out of
Cheetos.
my locker when I was like in 4th grade.
I wish I would have done that.
Dude, when vapes first came around, I sold a lot of those. That was
so
in
sick,
high
dude.
school.
I'm not acting like
We're talking about like way young. I'm
In
saying,
high school,
Yeah, it was like
that's illegal.
No, remember the little pens? No,
Selling Cheetos is not illegal.
God, fraud! Like what the?
Holy
my
shit.
fucking
Rap sheets the size of my arm.
Actually, shout out to my sister. I know we don't talk anymore, but my
Lauren.
sister,
Love Lauren.
my
Good
sister actually, because you had to have an adult sign for them, so she got him. She was working at Lagos Charter School or whatever.
Logos.
And
Logos.
she would get him. I'd ship him to there, and she'd do an adult signature for him, and she'd smuggle the pins in, and I'd sell them.
There's other stories I have about you that are illegal, but
Just
I will
say
not.
them.
Well, I was gonna ask a question.
Remember
first.
when? No, this might be a lie too. I'm not sure. Now that I think about it.
I'll admit.
Remember when you
Microsoft Gate.
I feel like this was true. I feel like this was true. Your sister's boyfriend worked at Jack in the Box, and
That's a
you-
real story.
That
I
is a
already
real
tell you. That's a
story.
And
real
you,
story.
how did you do that? You used to take $1 bills and turn them into 20s, right?
Yeah. So me and Z did that one time.
But we physically couldn't reprint a different
Yeah,
number.
so
it was
it
more
was
like
me-
scathing and just getting the paper down to its
Yeah,
just
so that's
paper.
the thing. I did the paper. A friend of mine, who will name nameless. So what we would do for those kids out there, want to know
Because
how
it's
to do it.
it's all about the paper.
So what
It's
we
all
would
about
do
that
is you would
paper,
take
baby.
you would take a $1 bill. There was this industrial oven cleaner from Lowe's you could buy.
I do remember that.
You would spray it on the bill.
you
Microwave
have
it for a few seconds.
You would microwave it for like 2
We did it in
seconds.
the trailer at
Yeah.
at the house. Yeah, we did it in the trailer.
Like Breaking Bad kind of.
And then you would take
Yeah.
a paper towel and wipe the paper off. Now I never.
wipe the ink off.
Which by the
Yeah,
way, huge no in terms of the government.
Of course.
But
I'm
this
not
was a
recommending this at
long
all.
time ago. We didn't actually
Th- this-
make a
It wasn't a
bill.
business.
Yeah, but no.
We were like 15.
no, what's crazy? So
I think it's been 7 years, so we're clear. You're clear.
Yeah, I would do the paper, and my buddy would print. He got some template of a $20 bill. He'd print them on there. The first time I
Like
did
with
it,
a printer,
yeah,
like a paper printer.
That's the
actually
thing I'm saying.
didn't
Okay, that's the
look
thing.
bad.
I'm saying is like that's the thing we couldn't do was print it back
Yeah,
on
I
there.
know,
How did
but-
this person know how to do that?
That's what I'm saying. Because remember, I'm saying the only thing we did was get all the paint and everything off of there to its just paper form.
Yes,
Was
I
it
never
white
did the
or
But
printing.
green?
you need a special
I
printer
actually
to
got
fucking,
caught once. I did. But so the first thing was my mom and me we would go to Del Taco.
People get life in prison for this shit.
We would go to Del Taco.
For one
Literally, I've
$20
watched
bill?
documentaries on it. You
Yeah.
literally do.
And so I said, "Mom, this one."
I'm not kidding.
What's weird is I'm like 14.
It was
I'm like-
all
I'm
him.
like,
I
"Mom,"
didn't
I'm
do
like,
it.
Mom, I'm paying for it. I give him a 20. The guy takes the pen, puts it on it, but it's real paper, so it passes and gives me like $15 back in real money. And I'm like, I'm at a high. I'm at a 10.
that
I'm
guy
like, oh
just
my
made
god, I did it.
$15.
Yeah,
We just admitted using it. Now you're fucked. So
I don't give a fuck.
tell Uncle
So-
Sam that.
So then, so then,
Report it on your taxes, would you?
Yeah.
so I told my sister, she was picking me up from somewhere. I was like, hey, stop by Wendy's. I'm gonna get a chicken sandwich. And I told her, I said, hey, this is a fake 20.
Shouldn't have done that.
I'm a no. My sister was cool.
You should have took it to a snack bar at Little League field. They wouldn't have done
So true.
Remember, I talked about that. I
Yeah.
said we shouldn't take it to a place where you should take like a snack
Yeah.
bar.
Not
where
a
there's kids working
corporation.
in, where there's snack
Yeah.
where there- and then get the change.
Dude,
Like get like one
so-
piece of
Feel
gum.
bad for that business owner.
Well, no, I got caught. So I went to Wendy's. I gave it to the guy.
But you could just say I didn't know.
Yeah. So the girl was like, what? Because it wasn't done very
She's
well.
like, oh my god.
And so she went to the manager. The manager pulled me aside and said, "Where'd you get this?" I was like, "I bought a skateboard from Walmart and I got it back."
Whoa, you were a liar in training, bro. You were like, you
Well, I had
already
my whole
had a
story
story.
down.
Yeah.
So then he asked me my parents'
I'm
names.
surprised you didn't say you were a CIA agent.
So he asked me. He asked
You're
me.
like, listen, the FBI was just at my house last week. I'm clear.
He asked me my parents' name, my phone number. I just gave him fake names, fake number. I said my name was Nick. He's like, okay, I'm gonna contact them.
Oh my god.
And he let me go, and I never got caught.
You could have just said you didn't know, and you
Some
would have been
kid named
fine.
Nick.
Well, no,
got
I already
called.
said I didn't know, and he
No
didn't.
reason for the theatrics.
No, I already said I got the money back. I bought a.
I just would have
skateboard
said,
at
I don't
Walmart.
know. My dad gave me a $20 bill, dude.
Yeah.
What's your deal,
Oh
bro?
my goodness,
Why are you on my
dude.
jock? That's what I would have said.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing with counterfeit bills. If you had it and you paid for something, you say like, dude, I like 100. You'd be like, I didn't know. I just got 100. I sold something on Facebook Marketplace.
Lima is like the capital for counterfeit bills.
Lima, like, where's that at?
Peru.
South America. Yeah, in Peru.
Peru. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, and apparently there's like a big war. Maybe your tourists can go down there because they have the best ones too, and it's really hard to decipher.
If somebody came to you, this is hypothetical. Somebody
Okay,
came to you and
okay.
said, hey,
Are
look.
you asking me or are you just asking us?
Both.
Us.
Both. If I like how he said us. Anyways,
Yeah, yeah.
if somebody came to you and said, "Look, I have this business that I steal credit card information. I'll pay you $50,000 a month, and there's no way you get caught. I've done it for 15 years.
But am I gonna get caught?
$50,000 a month, legit.
Am I gonna
not cash, legit money.
But the thing is, am I gonna get caught?
I don't know. This guy's telling you he's never got caught. He's done it for 15 years, and he's
This
offering
guy's
you
stealing credit cards. He's probably pretty sketchy.
a young man. I mean, do you think I could do it for a month?
First of all, I'm telling him to.
I would ask a lot more questions.
I would ask a ton of questions, but then
if you're young, you're like 18.
If I went through it, I'm saying, hey, can you transfer?
Sure, if I'm 18, I did.
Can you
so much
deposit
dumb
this to
shit.
my?
Would you do it?
At 18, yeah, I wouldn't do it now. I was so dumb at 18.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At 18, would you? Would you?
Yeah, put it in a Swiss bank. Hey, deposit in a Swiss bank.
I probably did too.
Or in Panama, they don't regulate wire
When I was
transfers.
18, yeah, probably.
But
I'd probably
honestly,
be like
honestly, at that age,
month.
maybe. But I'm saying at the same time, it's like, I probably still would be like, fuck, no.
At 18, I would have done it.
It'd be sketchy. Depends on if that guy's like a good-looking guy in a suit and he's.
If I'm
got
homeless,
a nice
I have nothing to lose.
car.
But I'm saying, you know what I mean? If I'm homeless, I have nothing to lose. Why
if
not?
it's a sketchy guy, I'm like, no.
I'm
You
just
know what I
saying
mean?
at 18,
Hey, show
I
me
was
some
so
pay stubs. Show me some
stupid,
pay stubs.
I would
Yeah.
have done whatever.
Can I get your profit and loss, please? That's what I would say. I want to see
At
all your
18,
statements.
at 18, you would have said that?
Yeah, I would say I would
Let
like
me
to
see your tax returns that you filed.
Yeah.
Profit-
Can I see your
You would
tax
have
returns
asked
for
for
the last 3
profit
years?
and loss at 18?
Yeah.
I guess you're ahead of the curve.
No, I would not.
No,
have.
you would not have.
Oh, I'm joking. Please.
Do you guys have store credit? That's what you have.
Yeah, could you actually give that to me in Xbox Live?
Could you just transfer that to Microsoft points?
$50,000 a month. You'd have freaking.
Wait, who are you?
Microsoft
Who are
forever.
you? I'm Jacob Moore. I killed 120 squirrels.
Ooh, that one didn't land.
They call me the
Give
Squirrel
us a
Slayer.
laugh.
No, it was good.
He
It was
giggled. He didn't laugh, but okay.
That was the only accolade you would have at that age.
good. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you had it.
That was a tag
There's
I
no
could have
proof,
used.
but
That is a tag I could have used.
Yeah.
Squirrel
Have you
Slayer.
ever killed anything bigger than a bird? Yourself?
I tried to kill all my chickens
Um,
once. I nearly succeeded.
I'm trying to think. Hold on. I definitely killed a bunch
Rabbit.
of shit. I've killed a rabbit.
Deer?
I've killed a rabbit.
I've killed a rabbit. At Yellowstone, and my dad thought I was going to get arrested.
A Yellowstone?
Yeah.
That's illegal.
I know. I killed it with
Why?
a rock.
How did you have
It's
a gun?
illegal.
I
Oh,
didn't.
with
I
a
killed
rock?
it with a rock.
Oh no!
I broke its leg. I hit it
That's
as it was
fucked
running.
up, dude. You've killed. Okay, so I've killed animals like with a gun. You've killed them by beating them and hitting them with rocks. I'm sorry.
It's called stoning.
That's crazy.
That's more skill.
It
But no,
takes
I'm
more
saying
skill, but more.
The thing is,
Killer.
I'm
He's
saying,
prepared for a survival situation.
but no, I did. My dad, because it's illegal. You can't do that in Yellowstone. Like I threw a rock at it and it like broke its leg. It's like sitting on the ground, and I had to like finish it.
Okay, here's a scenario. Airplane crashes. You're just on a random routine flight from here to
Crashing is not routine, but okay.
from here to. Well, the flight's
Laser Captain
routine.
speaking. We're gonna be going down here.
Why did we not? I'm sorry. 1 second. Why
Sure.
the fuck? Like planes cost $1 billion or whatever the fuck.
Not a billion.
They're
Okay.
like-
Fuck.
That wouldn't work. That wouldn't make economic sense.
this plane can
What's
actually go
the
in outer
loan?
space.
What's the loan on that thing? Like
Yeah.
150
Anyways,
years?
why are there actually not parachutes? Because if it went down, you could actually survive. Like they
Well,
just.
first of all, be anarchy. Everyone will be trying to grab one, and there's no,
Yeah.
there's barely any
No,
room for
no,
luggage.
I'm
Where would they
saying-
put the parachute?
You're
I'm
going
saying
down. You're
built
just
into
going
the
to go
seats.
down.
The logic makes sense, but it would never work.
Oh, yeah, like eject out the top. I feel like it's just not cost effective for the airlines.
Like,
They'd rather just have somebody go
yeah,
down.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, where would they put it? Chaos. Like
Planes scare the
you'd have to
shit out
teach
of me.
everyone how to. It just be
Do
too much.
planes scare you?
Yeah, a little bit.
One time
I think. Okay, I've flown a lot, but I'm saying it does creep me out a little bit, obviously, because it's like I don't feel like flying's natural. Leave that shit to the
it's
birds.
a giant metal bird in the sky, propelled.
But on the same token, if
At
Orville and the
amazing speeds.
if the Wright brothers can do it, we got it figured out by now.
One time I was on, I tell you the stories when Jack's gone, but I was on a plane from Colombia to LA, okay? And I had a connecting flight in El Salvador. So we're flying over like,
South America, Colombia?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in Cartagena. It's actually sick, but super dangerous. Don't go there. I got
sure.
offered hookers and cocaine every 10
That's happened in
minutes.
Mexico too, yeah.
Every 10
They
minutes.
see white people like, oh,
Yeah. This dude who was running the hotel like showed me a picture. He's
they're
like,
all owned by cartels and shit.
and nobody speaks English. Like
Nope.
Mexico, people speak English. In Colombia, nobody speaks
No,
English.
no.
I was in a taxi with like 5 other people, and none of them spoke English or Spanish. And I said, they just
Oh, no shit. None of them spoke English, bro. I was in Colombia.
they
None of
didn't
them spoke
speak anything. But they were like people that I was with, and I asked the taxi driver in Spanish. I was like, "Is it dangerous for people like me? Because I'm white, right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." And I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah, I would not be out at night." In Spanish, he's saying this shit. And I was with some people, and they're like, what are you saying? I was like, oh, we're just talking. I'm like, oh, shit, dude. That was like the second day I was there. I was there for like a week and a half or something.
Yeah, sketch.
Like, oh, shit. Anyway, so I'm flying back from Colombia into El Salvador. Massive storm. Like, huge thunderstorm. And
turbulence
we can see
makes me uneasy, dude.
I had a window seat, and I could see it. It was like a wall of clouds, right?
It's fucking creepy, dude.
And I'm like, oh shit! And I'm on a plane with people that are flying to El Salvador from Colombia. Nobody speaks English, like nobody, right? So I'm like, oh fuck. So we start flying. Shit gets crazy. I'm thinking, oh fuck, this sucks. We finally make it, like crazy turbulence, right? Like you're dropping and stuff.
Yeah, your stomach's dropping. Yeah.
We land in El Salvador. Fuck. I go to my gate. Again, I'm alone. I have nobody with me. We go to the gate. I notice there's a flight attendant from the previous flight that's getting on this one, and she speaks English, right? I said, are we going to really fly in this? You know, like lightning striking everywhere and crazy
more times
rain.
than not, they'll turn around.
Or just delay the flight.
Yeah.
Like we were boarding this next flight. Like,
well, you can't delay it if you're
like 30 minutes after we were, landed. So I'm like, are we really? She's like, oh, it'll be fine. I was like, I don't know, dude. That last flight was pretty scary. She's like, it'll be fine. So we get up.
We have our quotas, you fucking narc.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just the flight attendant.
Don't they say turbulence has never taken down a plane? Is that true?
That's...
Well, there's
turbulence
been some
itself
planes that
doesn't,
go down.
but turbulence doesn't.
It's still scary,
Have
dude.
you ever been on a plane, there's turbulence, and you look over like, that doesn't look very secure.
Oh,
and
trust me.
And you
wait for this story.
I'm like, yo, hey, someone should go look at that, man. Tighten some nuts or something out there. Like, the fuck?
Wait for this story. So we go up, we start getting to cruising altitude, and as the plane's ascending, it drops like a lot, like where your
stomach drops. Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. We go up, it's shaking, does it again before we're even flattened out, right? And then he turns off all the lights, and there's lightning hitting around us, right?
Jesus.
He turns off all the lights. There's an old lady, I would say probably 60-something years old on my left, like literally a straight-up El Salvadorian.
Not old, but mature.
Old. Like she had like wrinkles and shit.
Okay.
And there was another one about the same on my other side. And he comes over
the middle seat?
Yeah. Oh. He comes over the speaker, the pilot, and he says like something in Spanish. I didn't really understand it. And I heard people like gasp, right? And the lights are out, and the TV screen that's like on the back of the seat comes on, right? And so I'm like, shit. So I put it on the like where you can see your flight path and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So we're
Delta.
freaking flying, and I think it was, and we're dropping, we're shaking, all this crazy shit. All of a sudden,
Southwest. It was a middle seat. They're all middle seats.
They're
all fucking house.
The freaking plane, dude. He takes it, and instead of keep going up, he drops it down, and it's like, you hear the engines rev. We're going, and it's like, shh, and everybody's like, ah, and the freaking dude, the masks drop out.
Pilot's just in there eating corn nuts with his feet up or some shit.
The masks drop out. There's lightning everywhere. All the electronics go off. We turn. And we go, like, because, you're over Panama or whatever, or like El Salvador, whatever the fuck it is, the strait down there. And he turns and goes out towards the ocean, like way off the flight path. And it's like we're dropping, we're shaking, all this crazy
like, dude,
shit.
he's going down over here, man.
I'm thinking, what the fuck? And so then he goes, the electronics come back on. I can see the flight path where we're supposed to be, and we're way over here. He goes over here to the other ocean, right?
This is like ocean.
At least he's following bodies of water.
There's two.
Because it's seas
right there.
Goes
over to the
there's like
other
the Caribbean
one,
and then
and starts shaking again. We're dropping and all this stuff, and he freaking takes it down, goes back on the flight path, gets down. Literally, I think we're landing. Like we're close to the ground. We haven't even got to cruising altitude yet. That all this shit's happening. He gets really close to the ground. We fly just over freaking mountaintops for like 30 minutes, and then he comes over the speaker, says something, lights come back on. And everybody's just chill. We go back up. We're cruising. We go to L.A. I'm like, what the fuck?
And they're all just like, oh,
I couldn't.
What are you going to do?
That's a good pilot. You're still here.
I couldn't even talk to anybody because nobody spoke English, bro.
What's the fucking point of the oxygen mask anyways? Here's a Winco bag with the Dixie cup to breathe.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck's it going to do for you?
I couldn't. It was
give him parachutes.
The worst experience of my life.
Yeah, that's scary
because
as
it
fuck.
wasn't like you were next to me and it's like, oh, I think we're going to be okay, dude. It was like, if I die, nobody knows where I'm at. Nobody knows I'm on this flight. I didn't share my flight itinerary.
Thank you for flying
Southwest. You didn't tell anyone you were flying from Colombia to
They
LA?
knew, but they didn't know like the flight number.
Oh.
Like they're going to hear it on the news. This flight crashed, and it's like,
hey, people don't like when you're on a flight and you get, those captains that like are jolly and they're cracking dad jokes and stuff. At least that guy's still fucking trying. What do you want? Do you want a pilot to come on? Hey guys, Might be a good flight. Don't know. Oxygen masks will dispense, I think.
I hate when they say...
Hopefully we won't have a crash.
I hate when they say there might be some slight turbulence, and then it's just awful.
Yeah.
Like crazy shit. It's like, what? And he's like, oh, looks like we're all clear from here. It's like, dude.
Yeah. The first time... So, I went... Sorry.
Expo.
This guy...
I went skydiving twice, okay? The first time, my dad... I
would never do it.
My dad said for my 18th birthday, take me skydiving. So we go.
Uh-huh.
We find this place in Eugene. And, dude, me just being 18 doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing. The warehouse is
You and your
run
dad
down.
went?
Yeah. There's panels falling off. And there's like, hey, we're
What?
wait.
Of the warehouse?
Oh, okay, the
not
plane.
the
I'm like,
plane.
No,
what the
no.
There's a
fuck?
missing panel on the plane. And
There are FBI agents on the plane.
No. You're going to
they're
get
trying to take my Millie.
Yeah. And that was good.
They're trying to take my bands,
I
dog.
had counterfeit bills on me.
You're like, dude, so I went to Eugene to go skydiving, and the fucking same FBI agent was there skydiving. I couldn't believe it.
Dude, his name is Michael Scarn, dude.
And that's how you do the scorn. So we
Timeless.
we're just like, they're like, hey, we're trying to find a pilot and a plane. And we're like, what? We had this scheduled for like, but me just not thinking about it.
You're like, cool.
Call
We're gonna get a plane and a
Hey, can you
pilot.
fly this today?
Yeah. And so
Some drunk guy.
Yeah.
they find a pilot and a plane. My dad pays them whatever.
Some
And-
like puddle jumper little one, probably
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
fucking MRI with wings.
And so this dude, this dude, like the manager, I guess, was
A
like,
bush plane.
how old are you? I'm like 18. He's like, good enough for me. You want some scotch? My dad's
No.
right there. Yeah, my dad's right there. He's like,
obviously a very professional establishment.
yeah. No,
I need to go there.
that's the whole point. I went a second time, and it was
So
like,
if it goes wrong, you're
sure.
drunk, you won't care.
So my dad's like, no, but I'll take some.
Makes the pain easier.
So my dad took a shot of scotch or whatever, and this guy's like, "Rrr." So we
Is this guy flying the plane? The drunk guy?
no,
Okay.
luckily. So anyways,
Okay.
they find a pilot and
Well, you're jumping out either way. Might as well be drunk.
So you're telling me the guy who runs the business of skydiving doesn't have a plane
It
or a
was-
pilot, and he's not a pilot.
they had to apply for an LLC on Google Business.
He's like,
it was-
find somebody. Did you fill out the form? Okay, we're good.
Just some random guy's like,
Yeah.
I'll hook you up. I'll broker you a deal.
Well, the funny thing is, like, I'm watching this and not thinking anything of
Well,
it.
you don't
but
know any
like,
better, yeah.
Yeah. So there's like some 16-year-old kid packing our parachutes. Like, oh, he's been here for a couple months. He knows what he's
Stuffing
doing.
yeah.
And so then this puddle jumper plane comes in. There's no seats. So they're like, can we weigh you both to see how the plane's gonna fly? So they weigh my dad, they
Oh
weigh
my
me.
gosh.
So
At least they're doing their due diligence.
so like it's like one
Maybe a little
seat-
bit of a bigger plane if you're weighing people.
dude. There's one seat for the pilot, and then like
Jesus Christ.
a little bit of cargo. So
Has this thing had its flight inspection?
Was he
or what?
flying
No.
cocaine? Was there boxes
It
with
had
tape
to be.
around
Dude.
him?
It had to be. And
That's why they take the seats out for more
Yeah,
room.
dude, I'm just having time of my life. I'm not thinking twice
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
And so I'm sitting in the cargo section of it like that. My dad couldn't fit because there's only room for one. It's this small, so his legs are out the window.
You made him stand there like that one person on the public bus that doesn't have a handle. He's just standing there, shaking all over the place, falling on people. That's fucked up, dude. It was your birthday though. So.
Yeah. So we go. We survive. Everything's fine.
Well,
So then-
I gather that.
Yeah. So then Erin says she wants to go. So we go to a place up here, and it's like,
What's
I
up
thought
here?
so we go to the same place.
Yeah.
And those guys were amazing.
yeah. So it's like
And they found a plane.
it's a real plane where like you can fit 30 people, and then the green light goes, and you go.
Oh shit!
like in the military movies.
Yeah,
They
Spank
jump
you
out.
on the ass.
Yeah. And so it was like, dude.
Flak rounds are going off.
Were you able to jump alone, or did you strap to some guy's?
You have to
chest
have a
with his
license to
dick
jump
on
alone.
his-
You
on
You
your
have to
back?
license to jump alone.
Yeah.
A man, both times.
Yeah. So
How does it feel to be
after
cuddled by
you
a man?
go?
I would turn around and face him.
After you go through,
Face to
He's falling down. I'm just like,
like you're like the look when you're going on like a roller coaster and you know the camera's coming.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah. Imagine he's like trying to. He can't because you're this close. Like because you're really closer. He's like.
He's grabbing
you're
your face. He's like, "Are you fucking ready for this?"
yeah. Well, no, you're strapped like this, so you're.
I
facing-
know.
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
baby
yeah.
that was
Yeah.
carried. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so the second time, obviously, it's crazy professional. And so I'm like, okay, this is how it's supposed to go, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So Erin, my girlfriend, for those of you who don't know, is
Shout out
in
to
there.
Erin.
Yeah, yo, shout out. She's in the plane, so we're sitting there. And so the guys are like, hey, you guys want to have a little fun? And I was like,
Oh.
so I'm thinking.
Orgy.
And so,
Want to join the Mile High Club?
so
He's like, I've done this too many times. He's spiced up. I'm gonna throw someone out without a parachute and then try to catch him.
Who wants to be the decoy?
And so I'm like, okay, this is obviously a professional establishment. It's very well done. So then
no scotch check.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Found a plane easily.
Some other shit got into there.
Real pilot.
So we're climbing altitude. Doing our thing.
Ascending.
And so I have a guy connected to me. Erin has a guy connected to her.
How'd you feel about that?
He's like,
Oh, it was fine.
He just boned up right in her back.
yeah.
So then the guy connected to me pulls out a little baggie with this little fucking square strip and goes, "You ready?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like,
LSD.
"Yeah."
Oh, I thought you were saying like pulled out a little thing of cocaine. I'm like, what the fuck?
So he's strapped to your back and he pulls out a strip and your mouth is open.
Fucking acid.
Did he just stick it in?
You thought scotch was bad.
Yeah, and so then I'm like, I'm already nervous. I'm like, I'm good. And so then I was like, are they gonna?
But that would be crazy.
That would be
You should
crazy.
have done it.
Yeah,
Oh, how long does it take to kick in? Is it
that's
immediate?
the thing.
No,
'cause
it's not
we're already
immediate. It's not
climbing
immediate.
altitude.
Oh, you should have done that before you got on the plane.
But they've already done like 300 jumps, so they know the exact time to pop it. I'm guessing.
Yeah, right when you hit the ground.
Yeah, so
you're
then he
like,
looks.
oh,
at,
She's
so,
like, dude, I
then,
took 5 instead of 1 hit. I can't even pull the string.
so for some reason, I'm just thinking, oh, he only offered it to me. Like he didn't do it or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So then he turns to Erin. He's like, hey, you want some? She's like, no. And so then
bunch of pussies.
So then he takes his finger and the dude that's connected to Erin. He goes, you ready? He's like, yeah. So and they take him and I'm like,
They're both on LSD and you're strapped to him.
Unless he already had some earlier.
yeah, well, it was like 20 minutes climbing altitude or whatever, and then
Oh,
You had a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So they were tripping.
Yeah, so I thought it was a
Hell
professional
yeah.
establishment, but not at all.
Well, maybe it's still professional.
we don't drink scotch. We take acid. It's even
What's
better.
Would you rather have somebody tripping or drunk?
Doing what though?
Flying a plane.
Drunk, probably.
I don't know.
If you're tripping,
Dude, we know a guy that flies planes and
Drunk?
we do. No, I'm saying
Shout
drunk
out
at least.
Cam.
You have autopilot.
not on a
Not on a little plane.
Yeah, not on the MRI with wings, probably not.
I don't think when you're sky or what's
You
it called?
kept saying that to
Skydiving.
Cam, dude. We're at this pool party thing, and we meet this.
That's why I slapped that kid for hitting on Aaron. I slapped a kid in the face.
Oh, that guy.
I bitch slapped him.
Her boyfriend didn't do it. You did it.
No,
I wasn't there.
He was there, but he wasn't. He didn't
You've been a
see.
real homie. Okay.
I slapped him in the
I was like
face.
in the pool or something.
I thought I was really drunk. It was really cocky of me to just random.
No, I appreciate
He was being a
that.
dick, but I'm saying I
I would
slapped
want
him.
you to do the same thing.
I was like kind of. I'm like, well, if he's a tough guy, he's gonna fight me. If he's not, he's not. So I slapped him in the
What
face.
did he do? How did he flirt? Or
Well, he
like-
kept telling her to come over. They kept grabbing her, and so I stood in the middle. I'm like, hey, I was like, hey, Mike, don't do that. He was like, oh yeah, sorry.
You said you're not that guy, pal.
Yeah, I said, hey, don't do that. Like, he probably thought, oh, that's it. Must be his girlfriend. So knowing that anyone with any self awareness would have stopped, and then like he kept telling, he's like, and then he like leaned over with me right here. He's like, hey, come here. And then he started moving. I'm like, dude, don't fucking do that. He was really drunk, so I'm like, I was trying to work with him. I'm like, hey, don't fucking do that. And then I went in my shoe to grab my puff bar, I think. So I walked over, and I come back, and he's grabbing her arm again. So I walked and went, I'm like, don't fucking do that. I slapped him right in the fucking face. I was like,
Like a
don't.
dog.
I didn't even think about it. I just did it.
Like
I'm
a
like,
fucking
I'm like,
dog.
don't fucking do this. Oh, sorry. Oh,
Some random?
You know
He was
what's
this
funny
random
is
guy. No one knew
him.
who the fuck
No
it
one knew who
was.
he
Yeah, it was this party. And I'm like,
The
don't
wedding
fucking do
crasher.
that. He's like, oh, it was your girlfriend. But I'm like, it's not my girlfriend. It's his girlfriend. But you need to fucking stop before someone here beats your ass. And then he
That
stopped.
guy was a douche.
I slapped him in the face.
I did have
Felt
your back
good.
after that.
Felt good.
Remember in the pool? So there was this dude hitting on Augie or
Yeah.
Aubrey,
Augie.
and so
He didn't slap him in the face, but I did.
He's just like, hey, bro, stop it. That's
No.
not cool. Dude,
Hey, what's your problem, man?
that's my friend's girlfriend. Stop it.
no, I didn't slap him, but he was all
He's
like,
pulling on his shirt.
He was
Hey,
doing it
mister.
to everybody,
Hey,
though.
mister.
Every girl, he was doing it to.
It was the
No,
same guy?
Yes.
yeah, and so
Damn,
he
that
kept
guy
doing
was
it.
horny,
so
bro.
he was hitting on his.
That guy
fucking,
needed some
He was hitting on
clarity.
Gavin's girlfriend, Dylan's girlfriend. I'm saying, but no one knew who the fuck it was.
Yeah, no
Was
one
he
knew-
attractive?
No,
Oh,
he
so
looked like
he
a
was just
sketch ball.
trying.
Yeah, so he hit on my. So
I
then,
thought he was gonna
so then
square
he
up
was
to me,
hitting on
dude. I
fucking.
didn't. Augie, he was hitting on Aaron
He
again.
was hitting on Aubrey in the pool, and I was like, all right, is he at my back? I go get his, and Aubrey's like looking really uncomfortable, just like, what the fuck?
This is recent.
So he's like grabbing her arm and shit, and so I just get up, I like just dive in between them, and I'm just like, hey, bro, we're not about that. He's like, and I just kind of.
That's how you handled it. We're not about that.
I
You're not that guy.
I didn't have to slap him, and he swam away. Done.
I did slap him in the
he's
face.
just a
That
little
was-
minnow. He's like, you ever seen the things about those like sea lions or whatever they're called? And there's like the ones that are like
you ever
the
seen
really
seahorses give birth? It's like 1,000 little seahorses.
disgusting. It's like what it looks like when I come. Listen,
Jesus Christ. Fucking God.
I mean, come on, right?
Yeah, no.
Come on. Obviously, you
It's
need
a
to go.
boat. It's a drink. Come on. Come on.
Listen, you need to go to the doctor if it's not what it looks like. Listen, but what are they called? Sea lions. There's like one big one that's like the big hog,
Who
right?
names these?
And then there's freaking like two of them that just like
The
go
dogs
around
at
the
the sea.
outside and they like try to get a girl. They like try to bring one, and then the dude will like chase him off. they're always trying to like just jump in and get one during mating season.
Dude, the animal kingdom's crazy.
Dude, have you heard there's like
It
a
is.
spider that like she'll be fucking a dude and then another
a dude
spider
or a spider?
No, a spider
Spider
girl
orgy?
will be fucking a spider man.
A spider.
Just fucking Peter Parker.
Peter
And
Parker.
But then another spider gets jealous, so he'll start like humping the tree and smell his gooch.
Dude, okay.
And
His
then once
gooch?
she's done, she'll go back to that spider and fuck him.
Okay.
She's
listen,
getting
okay.
double penetrated.
I think
Double spider
they're
penetrated.
not
It's
spiders.
not
That,
spiders. What is it? Is it monkeys?
dude,
What?
They're not
What? How do you know the?
they're
You know what I'm
they're
talking
called fossas. They look
Thank
like
you.
really big
Fossas.
ferrets
Thank
with
you.
long
Okay,
tails.
sorry. It's
How did you get a
Spiders.
spider?
I was thinking of there's a spider
Black
that like,
widows eat the.
Yeah, I was
fuck
thinking
them.
of that. After they fuck, they
Yeah,
eat the
spiders
person.
go and rub their dick on something. That's fossas. They're
fossas, thank you.
You
It's
said
not-
smell the gooch, and I thought there's a hole in this story. there's no spider gooch.
It's
Spider has
Mufasa.
a
Sorry.
Spiders, dude. But yeah, they're called fossas, and they rub their dick on the tree and wait for them to,
Fossas.
and then they try to slide in.
What's crazy is like you watch like Animal
I
Planet
watch
or
Animal
something,
Planet all the time.
and
Yeah.
all it is just them fucking
Oh, it's amazing.
all day long.
Yeah, it's
like, have
pretty
you ever
crazy.
seen?
That's what I would want my life
I
to be if
remember
I
an
was an
episode
animal.
of eels fucking, and they're just like
No.
it's like ramen noodles.
What's weird is like
Yeah.
a bird penis. Like you
Do
can't
they have
see
penises?
it. It's like in
Yeah.
there. It's like in there. Like
Yeah,
It's like cats. You know when they come out, they're spiky. That's crazy.
they are
like
spiky.
grabs on
Yeah,
the
they're
stuff.
spiky. Yeah.
Mallory-
Turtles. It's like a.
oh yeah, like
Turtles are
it's like-
creepy when.
You ever seen a turtle fall? It's like in slow mo.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
I love that video, the
I love
vine of the
animals
turtle
fucking.
sex. Mallory, Mallory works at the vet.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
a vet technician.
Veterinarian.
A horse doctor.
So dogs come in all the time where they get too horny for too long, and
They're
they
blue balls.
and no, they have like their red rocket gets stuck.
Yeah. Oh,
and it's dry. It's dry, so it can't
malfunction
come back.
launch. Yeah.
So they have to pour sugar. They pour sugar
It's
on
like
it,
salt on a snail.
and it's like a snail, and, it goes and it sucks it back up. I'm not kidding. And
That's
it's
fucking
every day.
wild,
She had to
yeah.
do it all the time.
So she's seen a lot of red rockets.
Oh, she's sending a lot of dicks.
Yeah. Speaking of red rockets, I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this is weird, but I always thought it was weird, whether it was family friends or like family. Like you'd go over to people's houses and they have like their little kids running through sprinklers with their dicks flopping around and shit.
Naked
Yeah.
kids. Weird.
Naked kids. Like I understand if it's like
Jacob,
hey,
I'm
it's
gonna
like
give you some advice. Don't let him do
your
it.
dad and mom. It's like they're like family friends are. Oh yeah, he's so cute.
So I
These
have
little red dicks
I have
flopping around.
friends that like let their kids run around naked. You know,
It's fine if they're like one or something, I
Yeah,
guess.
but
But
there's
not even
people,
around.
man.
I'm saying even around people, it's not your
But
family.
we've all
Why?
seen it. We've all seen it.
but there's some weird.
That's not the
people.
point. It's around. I'm saying if it's not around like all your close family, okay. If they're like, all right, whatever. It's it's
Even
your
then, teach
But
them to
like
put
when it's
clothes
like,
on.
I'm saying like gatherings. I'm like,
There's some
Hello?
weird people. Like it shouldn't be weird, but there's some weird people. Like there's a lot of pedophiles.
yeah.
You know?
It's
And so it's like, what? How do you know? How do you know somebody's not a pedophile
Yeah.
and they're not like looking at your kid in a weird way? Like,
yeah, it's really,
Well,
it's
know?
really
I'm guessing
disturbing.
if it's a
really,
family function, they don't think anyone.
I'm talking about just like if
in
random people come
general,
over.
It's more It's just really disturbing to think about. If you think about it, it's
You
really
know what
fucked.
pedophiles need is patience. The patience to wait till they're 18.
Yes, sir.
Even then, it's still fucked up.
18. You know the
It's
legal
called grooming.
age. The legal age of consent in Hawaii is 16.
Yeah,
Wow.
which
that
is
weird?
kind of
I met these guys. We were like out this waterfall.
sounds like some good guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they were at this
Dude,
waterfall.
she's 16. It's cool.
and they said something about like, yeah, we.
How old was she? 16. Oh my god.
They were essentially saying,
Like what the?
"Oh, she can drive, perfect."
Like what the fuck?
Look, oh
That's
great, her
fucked up.
permit's up.
By the way, 21 should be driving. 16 should be drinking.
It just
That's not.
because I look back at like
when
girls,
I drove, fucking horrible.
I look at girls that are like 16 or whatever now.
You look at girls that
And
are
it's
16.
like-
That's we'll cut that out.
I don't. I'm saying like you
We'll cut it in
drive by
post.
a high school and there's girls walking. You know what I'm saying on the side of the road or whatever, and you're like, dude, they look so young. They look like toddlers.
Yeah,
and that
they
was
look
us
like,
not that long ago.
Yeah, it's weird. It
But
changes. It's
when you're
different.
16, you're attracted to 16-year-olds.
When you're 16, they
Yes.
look like
It's
they're
the point
not.
is because like have you ever noticed like every year or like even the year after I graduated, I'm like these freshmen look like sixth graders.
Oh yeah, freshmen for sure.
I'm like Jesus.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like I look at high schoolers now. And
They
I'm
have.
like,
I feel
what
like
the
they have
fuck?
gotten like smaller though. Like I feel like they're a lot
Wimpier.
younger. Yeah, I'm like
More
what the
feminine.
fuck.
Everybody.
Like
Men
they
and
want to be
women.
TikTok guys.
TikTok. What a weird.
I
thing.
have noticed
yeah,
that like
weird place.
girls.
Don't go there. You'll never come back.
I remember girls like in our age just looked their age, right? And now it's like you'll see some Instagram posts And it's like
I agree with that. Yeah.
and it's
They're
like
all over the map. Some of them look like they're freaking 30.
Yeah, and it's like, how old do you think this girl is? And I'm like, I guess I'll look at the comments. And it's like, you know,
I guess I'll do my research before I
25,
comment.
27. She's like, she's 17. It's like, what the fuck?
I feel like
it's
like
fucking
a
weird,
year
man.
or two after we graduated high school, the world got to be a more dangerous place.
Yeah. 100%, yeah.
Like immediately, you know,
Very fast.
like, dude, we can cut this out or whatever, but
No,
I see stuff where it's like, especially when you're in LA and you see somebody like a girl,
LA life.
you're like, oh, it's a girl. You ever been to LA, huh?
I have.
Okay, so
He just doesn't rep it.
thanks. You just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's it looks like
For
a
good
girl.
reasons.
It's a freaking dude. Like you look closer, you're like, whoa, holy shit. You know?
I hate those.
Imagine if
ones-
you're in a club that's dark and you're dancing.
That's been like my worst fear. Hey, okay, listen. No offense if you're
But-
trans.
but
I'm just
if
saying
you're
I would
not-
not want to get in that
if
situation.
you're
I feel
not
it's something you should
into it.
say.
Yeah.
If you're
you
not
should say.
into it, then it can be very dangerous. And imagine our kids too.
What
Yeah.
I
It's
hate
very
is
normal.
There's
like,
nothing wrong if you're that way. I'm just saying I would not. I'd be like, whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
if
dude,
you're
it's-
not into it,
Yeah.
it's almost like
it's weird.
I hate when
Like,
you're like,
if
Do what
that
you want.
happened
If you
to
want to
you.
be trans, that's cool. But I'm saying I would not. I'd be like, oh, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
I'd be like, okay.
I hate those like you're scrolling through Instagram or something. It's like, do you think this girl's hot? And it's like, fuck yeah. And it's like, she was a dude 3 years ago. And it's like, well, why?
One time I was scrolling through Twitter. Twitter's a dangerous place.
Twitter is a
And you know,
America's playground.
I'm scrolling through, and somebody like there's a picture of this girl, right? She's tagged somebody. And I'm like, oh, I click on it. I'm like, oh, who is that? Like, look like a celebrity or something. Click on that. Scroll to the immediate, like, you know how there's pinned tweets?
Yeah.
There's a pinned tweet of this girl that I thought was a girl. Full penis.
That's
Right there.
Really.
On the pinned tweet, I immediately closed my phone and walked away.
What's crazy?
Twitter's dangerous. You
It
see
is.
shit
What's
you
crazy
don't
about
want to
don't
see.
get don't get it twisted. It's not like I'm transphobic. I'm just
But I
saying
don't wanna
I
see
don't
that.
want to like. Yeah, I don't want.
Whatever your flavor is,
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
fine.
want the
I
other
have no
flavor.
problem with it. I'm just saying it's not.
The thing
like,
about
my
Twitter
preference,
is like
so-
you can be. What I hate about it is like, say I'm on my lunch break at work, I'm just scrolling, just doing my
You
thing,
can see anything.
and then it's just
Anything.
like, oh, full on porn because someone that I follow follows
Favorited
a
it.
person
Yeah, like,
who
dude.
favorited this. It's like I don't want this on my
And
recommended.
then someone walks by. What are you looking at? Then you look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, man.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Like Instagram, you're not gonna run into that kind of stuff.
Oh, you
Facebook,
do.
You don't
You
really
do,
run into
it's
that.
just- yeah.
If you look for it, I mean, you gotta kind of have to know what you're looking
Remember
for there.
Tumblr?
I never had a Tumblr.
I did for a brief amount.
Isn't that the one where you can pin stuff, kind of like freaking
Pinterest?
Reddit, kind of something like that?
No.
Do you remember those pictures?
Is it like Pinterest?
Hey, girls, remember in 10 years, swag won't pay the bills. It's to do with an Obey hat.
Oh,
I remember seeing those memes.
That they were on Tumblr.
Remember when
Disgusting.
certain parents wouldn't let kids at Cascade wear Obey because they were like for socialism?
Dude, Obey and Diamond Supply. Those were the.
Propaganda.
Diamond.
Dude, hey,
I wore Diamond
hey, listen,
all the time.
Tell me this doesn't give you nostalgia. Diamond, like t-shirt, longs, whatever.
That's a
Cargo
long sleeve.
shorts, Nike socks, lanyard hanging out your pocket.
Yeah.
That was me. That
Yeah,
was
that was
literally
me.
me.
That dude. Remember, I'm saying that was
with
the thing.
fucking huddle lanyard.
Yeah.
That you
That was the
deal-
thing.
we all had.
Lanyard out, cargo shorts, Nike socks, dude.
And then
My
we started
first
wearing the lanyards
day-
around our neck.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
first day at North, I was the typical, like, I wore an Oregon State logo tee
Nice.
with cargo shorts, long Nike socks, Air Ones.
You know what's funny? First day at North, my senior year, we took a picture first day, and that's exactly what you were wearing.
Yeah.
Oregon State shirt. That
with
picture.
the Oregon State lanyard.
I was wearing a flannel and jeans. You were wearing the. I
remember
Yeah,
it.
I remember it.
I remember it.
Yeah,
And I look back and I cringe, you know?
yeah, I cringed too. It's okay.
Disgusting.
I cringe. I wore fucking Barney shoes. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, I
Oh, the
remember
purple
those.
high top
I remember
Supers?
those. You were so proud of them, too.
Dude,
Loved them.
Lil Wayne and Justin
never said
Bieber
anything.
wore 'em.
I never said anything either, but it was
Yeah,
funny
Justin
as fuck.
Bieber wore them in his little movie. What's it called?
No,
Never say never.
No,
Never
you're
say
the
never.
one who called them Barney shoes. That's why I
I did
remember.
call mine.
Yeah, you did say something. I never wore them.
I think I had purple high tops, too.
I had purple high tops or Nikes, but the Supers were ultra bulky and
Yeah.
like big.
Yeah.
They
I
look
was
like
never
snow
like a
boots.
DC shoe.
I had
or like
Air
remember
Jordans.
the World Industry shoes with the little flame
Oh my!
guy?
Do you remember the fucking Cookie Monster
Did
hats?
you ever wear skater shoes? Like those big ass Element shoes or whatever?
No,
I didn't
No,
either.
I can proudly say I only wore like Vans mostly. Vans,
I
like
wore
Nikes,
Converse.
pretty much in Converse. Yeah, Converse.
I remember my
And
mom.
Chucks, baby.
I wanted Vans,
That's my
but she
shit.
bought
You loved
me-
your black and white pair of Chucks.
I had my
dude.
white ones, dude.
You
Just
wore
my
the black
straight
and
up
white ones the most.
Oh yeah, but my white ones I would get fucked up, so I'd have to buy new ones.
But the black and white ones always look good for a long time.
It did.
That's true.
My mom would. I wanted Vans, but she bought me Tony Hawk shoes. So I cut out the
Tony
Tony Hawk
Hawk.
lemon.
Lemon. Okay, here we go.
The Tony Hawk
All right.
logo. And then, it was dope.
Thank you everyone for listening. We've just run out of time, I guess. But
In the
thank
nick
you for
of time.
listening. If you haven't ordered the merch, it's still on the site. As always, guys, stay tuned for the subscriptions we got coming with the Hot Ones episode. And Jack, where can they find you?
They can find me at Jack_Spence. Jacob, where can they find you?
Don't even plug me.
There.
Jacob
Go
Moore on
on.
Instagram. And then you can find me at Isaiah_Lesney or both of our Instagrams at Around the Lunch Table Instagram
You can-
page. Thank you guys for listening. And
can
Jack
fi-
was going to say
You
something.
can find Jacob at onlyfans.com/
Jacob
Jacob Moore.
Jacob the Tank Moore.
Jacob the Tank
Thank you
Moore.
guys for listening. We'll see you next week. And see ya. Let's get rowdy up in here.